from the Grunt Podcast Network.
Spoilers. 100% spoilers. We're not even gonna. We already did a sort of a half podcast on this. Part 1 with me and Huey.
It was compelling.
It was okay.
I was moved to tears.
We were
Too
tired.
positive.
We were tired, and I still stand by everything we said. So whatever.
Too happy.
I hope you're ready to repeat yourself because I haven't listened to it yet.
I've also. I know. Well, I pretty much stand by everything I said, and now I've had like 2 weeks of reflection on it. Now at this point.
Yeah.
Has it been that long?
Oh,
Are we that much older?
Mm-hmm.
Jesus.
I saw it 2 weeks ago.
Man.
Twice.
I've
seen it twice.
Have you been?
I'm more qualified
You've seen
than
it
everybody.
Twice?
Yeah.
Why did you go see it again?
You paid for it.
I paid for it again. Because,
what?
to be honest, I just wanted to get out of my mom's house after a day with my grandmother.
Why didn't you see another movie? Why
John
that
and
again?
Zacardi and Kathy were going to see Suicide Squad.
Technically, they were.
And like I said on the other podcast,
What do you mean?
I was like, I didn't find it boring.
I had to get last minute tickets, and then we sat way up in front.
That's when John almost sat on a ramekin of mayonnaise. Which,
I
which was funnier than anything in the movie.
Who the fuck leaves a ramekin of mayonnaise? It was
sitting in a chair?
It was sitting folded in the chair, so when I pulled it down, it was like full view, so I could totally crush it. That's bullshit.
Now this wasn't a paper
some
ramekin
asshole
either,
kid
right?
did
No,
that.
no,
Like
no.
a ceramic.
No. It was not ceramic.
Ceramican.
It was plastic with a lid on it, so it was loaded and ready for bear, and I did not appreciate that.
It was like they had
Some
in the 50s.
shitty kid did that.
It was sense around like in the 50s, you know, when the chairs vibrated, they put mayonnaise in every seat. So when you sat on it, you're like, well, this is worse than whatever that is.
Yeah.
It just made you feel worse than the actual movie because you got mayonnaise.
It would have left me with a dilemma. One, do I go home now because it looked like Suicide Squad just came all over my back? Or do I sit in it and fucking enjoy the movie and then deal with the problem later?
Yeah. Maybe you won't mind so much after it. Maybe it's such an amazing movie you won't mind having come on your back.
The smell of old mayonnaise on my back.
But,
why don't you stop talking about mayonnaise and start to introduce yourself?
Oh,
I think we got a few more minutes on mayonnaise before we get to the introductions, Bob. Let's stick to
what
formatting.
What if we talked about mayonnaise the entire time?
My name is Dr. Hellmans.
We're doing a great job of not talking over each other, by the way.
I know, I'm trying. John.
Doing really well.
Introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm John Bennett, the man who had mayonnaise almost all over his back.
And with us today is Lauren Anderson.
Hi.
Filling in for Huey as a redhead.
Yeah.
Can we do the hosts first and then the guest?
Whatever, we're just going around the room.
I'm a host.
Jeez.
I know, you do all the hosts and then you do the guest. It's fine.
I'm
Rex
Bob Rose.
Anderson.
You guys just talked over each other.
We're talking over each other.
Rex Anderson.
Fucking up left and right.
We need that ball.
He needs to be introduced
we
first.
Had a koosh.
Actually, whenever we're introduced, Rex is like, I need to be introduced first. I can't have my wife
All we need is one totem.
go first.
I have no fucking idea what she's talking about.
Okay.
She completely made that up.
Everyone calm down. We're going to be all right.
Grab one of those balls up there.
We're going to be okay.
That'll be the con.
Everything's fine. We've seen Suicide Squad. The marketing campaign is officially over. I don't have to hear about Jared Leto's haircut anymore. I don't have to see pictures of him at a 30 Seconds to Mars concert where he allegedly used the Joker voice. It's great. Life is
Which
better
sounds
now.
like a bad impression of Jim Carrey.
Yeah, it's not great. Let's get into it. What do you...
Here, give me that. So I wrote down a bunch of stuff while I was in the bathroom, remembering things from our thread of things we were supposed to talk about. And because we made like a huge list over the last week. The first thing what's opening question? What did everybody think of the trailers? Because I think that's a very important question for this movie, considering the trailer editors re-edited the movie. The Koosh thing is going to
Yeah, you already hit
How
me in
about
the
we just
balls
raise our
once.
hand?
And there's 3
Raising
seconds
the
of dead
hand. Let's do
air.
raising hands
All right.
because this Cooch thing is too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go ahead.
All right. I don't really remember the trailers all that much. There was like some Bohemian Rhapsody, right? And
That
some
was trailer
stuff. I
3.
don't know. None of the footage made me want to see it, to be honest. None of the Joker stuff really hit. I was like, oh, I don't know. Maybe that might be good.
Okay.
And it wasn't.
You're thinking of trailer 3, though.
I've seen.
The
I'm
first
sure
one
I've
didn't
seen
have.
all of
The
them,
first
but-
one didn't have the Guardians of the Galaxy.
You're-
soundtrack.
Yeah.
Once they did, I started a joke. I was like, okay, you're not taking this seriously at all.
Yeah.
It was literally like daring you to hate it. It was almost daring you to hate it. I can't even
Which one was
describe
that?
watching the Bee Gees play, and they did the shitty trailer Bee Gees, which is just piano and then just breathy voice, like it was a David Fincher movie or something. And then
You're talking about the first trailer.
yeah, and then
Okay.
it showed all disconnected images, and I go, okay, there's not a movie here. They're really shining a turd. And then when they started doing Bohemian Rhapsody and really ramping it up with the pop songs, I got really nervous. I was just like, this is a collection of shit, but it doesn't seem to cohese into anything. So I had this scene a mile away. A mile away.
Lauren.
Watching the trailers, I didn't think it was going to be a good movie. No. I never expected it to be a good movie. I did expect it to be better than what it was, though. I really do. I really do. It's like a B movie
Yeah, it's a
with
B movie.
celebrities in it.
Yeah.
There's B movies
But
that
I
make more
mean,
sense. But, yeah.
But it's like, yeah, it should have been like, this is like a made-for-TV movie with celebrities in it. That's how it kind of felt. The writing was that bad.
It's a better shot made for TV movie.
Absolutely.
I mean, at least. There's
Absolutely.
That. Give it that.
Visually, it's pretty.
It's okay.
It's pretty good.
Whoever came up with Killer Croc did a perfectly adequate job.
Yeah,
Except
Killer
for the
Croc looks
CGI.
fine. CGI was
was
whatever.
no.
Yeah.
It was horrible.
Yeah.
It was like early 2000s CGI.
CGI.
It was like late 90s CGI. I was
People
like,
think CGI goes so much faster than it does. It doesn't.
no,
It's just,
no.
it's
I've seen
noticeable.
much better CGI.
I mean, effects. I never criticize
Well,
effects.
like what is like a lightning
It has to be
tower
really
of
bad.
machinery with a layer of trash making black testicle head monsters supposed to look like? You know what I mean? Like, how do you make that look convincing?
I mean, I'd have to know what that
Yeah.
was
Yeah,
to
what-
know what it was supposed
It was
to look
bad.
like.
of course.
It was like
Yeah.
Sci-Fi
Yeah,
Channel
go
CGI.
ahead, talk.
Okay,
Just don't
well,
talk-
the thing
everybody
is-
just don't talk over. people,
Okay,
that's
well,
all.
I mean, they stole the Sony idea of doing big budget movies for low budgets by Concrete Hallways. Concrete Hallways, man, and Toronto. Really obvious, clean Toronto.
It's fantastic.
That-
Color all over
Toronto.
it.
Pisses me off. Every time I see Toronto, I'm like, you guys didn't
So
want to
pretty.
spend a lot of money on this. If I see Vancouver, I'm like, fuck. You guys, you're fucking liars.
You
It's like in the
spent- yeah.
90s when they would shoot shit in Australia and it was really fucking obvious. God damn it, I hate it.
It's like every Del Toro movie looks like it's in Prague,
Yeah.
even though it's supposed to be like
It's supposed to be-
Chicago.
yeah.
But that's Prague.
That's definitely
That
Prague.
is definitely Prague.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cheap. Yep.
Yeah, like the movie does. It just has one look, rubble.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Rubble.
This
Rubble.
summer
Rubble.
has
Rubble.
one look,
Rubble.
man. This apocalypse, like everyone's just rubble. It's dirt.
Rubble.
Rubble at night in the rain.
We're all in war
Yeah.
zones.
Everybody's got guns.
You know,
Everyone's
Maybe
sucking guns
because
off.
we've constantly
keeps
been at war
comparing it-
for the past 15 years.
Yeah. Everyone keeps comparing it to the Fantastic Four thing, but on an actual movie level, I would way rather watch this.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
The Fantastic Four movie didn't make any sense, but it was also really
Yeah, it just stopped like
fucking
halfway through
boring.
and just kept going somehow.
Yeah.
Even though everyone stopped doing anything.
There wasn't like a glimmer of something in there where I feel like that's what this movie had. There was something in there. There's potential,
There's
but it was destroyed.
Potentially
completely.
entire other movies in this movie, apparently.
Yeah.
There's enough footage in the beginning to be like, there's got to be a cutting room floor full of this shit.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, we watched like 3 introductions for some characters.
Right.
3 different displays
We
of
watched
power for
characters-
some characters for establishing. It was just like
They
we
never
saw this.
They never
Yeah.
stopped introducing themselves. Killer Croc's like, I live in the sewer. That's like
Yeah.
the last
Yeah.
thing he says. I'm like,
Yeah.
yes, I know.
Dude, that's
Duh,
like
I know.
also the first
All
thing
you've
he
done.
says. Let's be honest.
I went to
He
the bathroom
doesn't
at that
say
point.
Dude,
anything.
he looks coyly to the right. He's like he might as
Yeah, he
well
does
be
nothing.
like a gremlin.
I
He's
swear to God,
goofy.
I'm
It's
so
useless.
his
Yeah.
entire arc has to do with his body dysmorphia. That's
It's
what's
all it
crazy.
is.
about-
It's
It's
all
like,
it
man,
is.
It's
is
like-
that guy ugly? He's like,
Yeah.
no, I'm not.
I'm
Pretty.
beautiful.
Killer Croc, definitely worth being in this movie.
I went to the bathroom when I came back, and Rex goes, "Well, you missed Killer Croc telling everyone that he lives in the water and then going into the water." I was like, "Oh, okay."
Which we saw in his jail cell literally already.
At least they
so.
told you what he's going to do beforehand instead of right afterwards.
Right,
Like every
yes.
other line in the movie.
Let's not forget, it's a character announcing how he's useful in his own movie.
Yeah.
He should
And
have thrown
showing
a rock
them.
at Batman. That would have made me happy.
Jesus.
The funny thing is, he's telling two guys who are putting on scuba equipment.
Yeah. I'm like, let them do it. That's what they're
Yeah.
there for.
Right.
They're there to
Yeah.
explode
Yeah, you're not-
themselves, apparently.
You're not really
Let them go.
qualified.
What did he do?
Yeah.
He was just underwater for the
He
rest
put
of
a
the...
bomb there. That's
There were a
all.
bunch of guys putting a bomb there.
He
That
beat up-
was
he
left
beat up
there
some
because
people
of the
underwater,
other
right?
plan. The bomb was just residually there. Remember that.
What?
Rick
Yeah.
Flag was... For the other time that Rick Flag was underneath, remember, he left the bomb there.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that was just happened to be there. And then they were like, well, we can put that underneath Enchantress.
Let's not forget the
know.
timer was set for
Cares?
2 seconds, and none of these people know how to reset a
They
timer.
probably died in there.
Yeah, they did because
They
they didn't set it for
definitely
2
died. They
minutes
definitely
and then
instantly.
swim away.
Yeah, it
It
was
was the
2
real
seconds.
Suicide Squad. All those nameless
How about the fact that
soldier boys.
shit that is
surrounding
like
Yeah.
fucking paranormal and super powerful can die from like fucking incineration?
them. A
I
bomb.
know.
Like
From a
everything,
bomb.
yeah.
I know,
bombs
I know.
just fix
If you
everything.
I
throw it,
agree.
It's
I was like, how'd they know that would kill her?
well
Why
known
didn't the
in-
government just shoot bombs into there instead of activating the Suicide Squad?
Exactly. The
You
entire
could literally
movie.
have nuked that
Because
area and it would be fine.
Because Killer Croc had to throw that bomb in extreme slow motion
Right.
while Deadshot inexplicably uses Harley's gun despite having 4 guns of his own on his
On
wrist.
his arms.
And the whole thing taking
I guess
about
they
a
were
minute and a
empty.
half to get a bomb just so above her head. And that's the only way it could have gone down.
One cruise
It's-
missile.
what-
This movie was over.
Obviously.
Look, you guys, this is a
Why was
film
this
about
isn't
a
a
very
US
loving family.
Of course, they're mi familia.
We're not dealing
I
with
mean,
a U.S.
that's what-
military that is willing to let Amanda Waller put a team together for basically no
No reason.
No
reason at
reason.
all, other than they want to go to lunch, and then
Right.
using them
How
later
does-
that afternoon.
Yeah.
How does a room full of government officials and no one go, these people couldn't kill Superman? You know what I mean? Like, no one said it in the
Captain
movie. like-
Boomerang can't kill a normal man.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Like, Harley Quinn couldn't. I mean, like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
Superman would just disintegrate half these people, and he'd throw Enchantress into space.
They're
or
all
something.
in
It'd be-
jail. Superman was never in jail. Like, come on.
Well, I'm just saying.
What, 7 of them are gonna do anything?
Yeah, by sheer notice of the fact that they were all captured by humans
Right?
makes them unable to defeat
None of them
Superman.
are even Superman's villains.
Well, part of her plan
No.
wasn't like we got to stop an evil Superman. First thing is we got to get some kryptonite. That should have been
Yeah,
like plan
like-
Number one.
We saw what
We gotta
happened to
get
Batman vs
kryptonite.
Superman.
Right.
Plus
Right.
Green Rock is apparently important.
We got to get that. Then we'll make a team.
Put
Then
a
we'll
tallow on it.
Why?
Right.
That makes
And
sense.
this team
Have
will
him
carry
lead a
that
team.
shit around.
Right.
Having dealt with the death of Superman, you think that they had done an autopsy or understand how Superman died and maybe, I don't know, incorporated that in their anti-Superman plan? What
It only
the
worked
Now,
once. It only
fuck?
John-
worked once.
John, you bring up a good point, which we wanted to talk about, which is the fact that this movie, regardless of the mess that this movie is, the fact that this and the other movies do not speak to each other at all.
Not
No.
at all. Like
Which-
they're made by 2 completely different companies.
It's like they just don't talk. It's
No.
like they didn't know. 3 examples of that is the one thing we just said was the fact that we all just saw Superman's display of power in 2 movies. How ungodly, insanely powerful Kryptonians are. And then you give us this movie where they're like, well, these people could stop him if they needed to. Like, no, they can't.
Like that crazy
Two-
woman with a bat,
two-
that boomerang
She's
man.
Crazy.
Right.
2 would be the fact that I've pointed out several times is that Batman in this movie is the Batman from pre-BVS, which would be the Batman who is consistently murdering people, assuming he hasn't learned a lesson from Superman dying and being his friend.
Well, I
His
said
Martha
that's
friend.
where they're gonna
Yeah.
go, so they'll be like,
But the Batman in this movie is a flashback.
right.
So he would be murdering people, and he was chasing 2 human beings in a civilian car. They would be dead.
they would definitely
Yeah.
be dead.
You can't establish Batman as a stone cold murderer and then have that not happen.
Right.
Right.
Bob, he did.
Harley
run
and
them-
Joker had probably murdered hundreds of people by then.
Yeah.
You hope so.
Batman
They
would
didn't get a
fucking
music
blow
video
that
to
car
explain
up.
it, so I don't know.
Right, but you know that's true.
I assume. You know what?
Joker
this is the
did-
thing with
wait.
all these. Hang on. This is the thing with all these movies. I can assume all kinds of shit because they don't flesh out their characters at all,
At
and are
all,
dropping us
no.
in the middle of them having been around for upwards of decades.
Yeah.
So
Fine.
sure, I can make up the fact that Harley and Joker are fucking amazing. It doesn't change the fact
Maybe
that
Harley and Joker
not
never
really
killed
that
anyone. They're
interesting in
just
this movie.
driving. They're having
Yeah.
a crazy drive, and that's why Batman's chasing him. That's why the Dark Knight went out of his way to stop two people who were in white makeup.
Before walking up to Deadshot and saying, "I'm going to arrest you
Right.
now."
But they did kill a
In the
guy
street.
Huh?
in the club. They
Oh,
killed
yeah,
that guy.
They killed like a mob guy.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that, assumedly, Batman was putting extra effort.
They
into
literally
chase them
killed
because
a
they're
guy
Harley
called
Quinn and the
Common.
Joker,
Right.
and he would kill two people who have normal human weaknesses.
Right.
They would be dead.
Obviously.
This is a guy who is
Yeah.
going to go on to beat Superman
He has
up.
a Batwing.
Right.
Why didn't he just shoot them out of the fucking...
Right. That's a
You know,
way
like-
that the two movies
Right.
don't talk to each other.
Yes.
Stands
That's
on a
the
car.
third
What is he,
biggest
Spider-Man?
way is the end credit scene
Mhm.
with Ben Affleck.
Yeah.
Where
Here's
we
a
wa-
picture and a basic biography
Hey, you
of
know that
everybody
thing-
you already know.
here's all this
Yeah.
information we spent 3 hours learning about him getting.
Why?
And then
It's nothing.
It's like,
Picture
what?
Harley. He's
Yeah,
like,
what
I
is
put
it?
Harley here.
Yeah.
I
Like
know.
what
this is public information.
This
They
is
were in
on my
jail.
back computer.
Right.
Why didn't
What
he
information are
slide
you
the
giving
dossier back and just go, I got this already.
Right. Yeah.
This is all shit I know.
Like, what, you
are
don't have a
you,
CD-ROM
are you
of
taking
this?
the
This is
piss
the
on
end
me,
of the
Amanda
movie.
Why
Waller?
didn't he look at Amanda Waller like, bitch, I'm Batman? Like, or something. You know what I mean?
And then
like,
just kill her.
yeah, just
Strangle her.
everyone in
See
the
light
everyone
go
in
out
the
of her
restaurant
eyes.
just gets murdered.
He's like, hold this flamethrower and say something shitty to me.
And why does Batman have to say friend 8,000
Oh
times?
my
now?
God.
They're all
'Cause
my
this is the happy-
friends.
Oh, they learned their lesson from all the critical feedback from BVS. They're all super friends now in a dour
Friends,
shit
friends,
world.
friends.
Yeah, they're
I wish he
super
said super
friends.
friends. Me and my super
Me
friends.
and my
will
super
take
friends
care
are
of
going to
it.
stop you.
Yeah.
But that's three I think, very distinct ways that the movies are like made without anyone talking to it.
Yeah.
Like, because BVS is like a 3-hour epic
Also,
that has a lot of information in it, and it's like but David Ayer or whoever wrote this movie didn't watch
right.
that.
Well, the Flash
No.
is in this movie and nobody knew about it until they saw it.
Why doesn't Flash do it? Never mind.
Dude, he's not even in frame
We're not
of
even going to
anybody
bring that
else.
up.
It
That's the
wasn't-
Avengers argument. We don't need to bring that up. Why didn't Flash do anything? You know, why did he could stop all that shit in like
Yep.
a nanosecond?
Yep.
Yeah. Any of them could have stopped this in a nanosecond.
Why would you show that you're putting Captain Boomerang, who me and John like? We like.
Oh, I
Captain
love
Boomerang.
Captain Boomerang.
But
He's my favorite
Why
guy.
would you show you're putting him on the team by showing him getting captured by a metahuman who is like nigh equally as powerful as Superman in some ways? He got, I mean, you know what I mean? Like, he got captured by one metahuman,
Right.
and you're putting him on the team to stop a more powerful metahuman.
Yeah.
Why isn't the
Why?
Yeah,
Why,
it doesn't
as
make
long
any
as they're not going to talk to each other, why isn't the setup like the Justice League already exists? They're off planet. We need to take care of something right now.
So
you know, like this
it
is
needs
just
to be
like Amanda's
imminent.
like I've been thinking and just eating a fucking steak, and it's just like
She's like,
Oh my
why
God.
don't we do Suicide Squad? It's like I don't know. It sounds
See,
like
it's
a
all
shitty
metaphor.
idea.
She's pitching
She
the
ate so
movie
much
at
steak.
that
Yeah,
dinner
man.
table.
It's
She's
like,
like,
we're watching the pitch meeting, and three lazy fucking producers are like, how do we turn a quick buck in a weekend in September? I don't know.
I'm sorry, I just have to mention this. Like, I usually comment on the fact that nobody eats in movies, but that woman ate a steak. Like, we watched her
She
eat a
was good at
steak
eating a steak,
for like
though.
20 minutes.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, she chewed through.
I was like,
performance
She was
wow.
great.
obsessed
much
with
steak.
continuity.
She's
too.
fabulous.
her performance
Viola
is great.
Davis,
Yeah.
amazing.
Oh, yeah.
She
I
was
mean,
awesome.
her
Definite
story arc
highlight
makes
of the
no
movie.
sense.
Let me ask
No,
you something
she's given
about.
nothing
She
to
does
do.
an amazing performance. Love
Yeah.
her.
Let me ask you something about Viola Davis. If any other actress portrayed Amanda Waller, would it have been so transparent how stupid her fucking plan was?
Yes.
Yes.
God.
Yeah.
Amanda
Yes.
Waller sells it
She
for like a
gave it-
minute. You're
But
like,
Viola
whoa,
Davis
and then
is
you're like,
like-
wait.
So
Yeah,
much
yeah.
gravitas.
Viola Davis is amazing.
So much gravitas.
Yeah,
I
she's
was
like,
jogging
This
yesterday.
is real serious.
It makes you sad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was jogging
Yeah.
yesterday. I'm like,
Yeah.
her plan was to build something called the Suicide Squad and send it against herself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is she trying to die?
Yeah.
Is this just a whole big
Maybe she's
ruse to kill
suicidal.
herself?
Yeah. What if she's?
Whoa.
What if she has like a
She
Daria
didn't
like
expect any of them to
depression?
live.
She's like Daria. She just has this this
She's just like,
depression that she needs to deal
You
with.
Also,
saved
why
me.
did
All right,
it's just like
great,
why
thanks.
did they made this
Thanks.
character?
I'm gonna
who's
kill all
really
my
they just
friends
made-
and the
they
IT
made her-
guys.
Every move she makes, even by framing it with a Superman frame, seems dumb. She has nothing smart, even down to the heart of Enchantress. Everything she does is stupid. But you know what I mean? Like, there's nothing she
Well, at
does
least she's the one woman in the movie that isn't motivated by a man.
Yeah, she's not.
Superman.
I mean, she's not motivated by a man's like.
Didn't you know
mission.
she's in love with Superman?
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Obviously.
Yeah.
Her inability
You
to
can't
deal
be
with
a human
Superman.
being in this universe and not be in love with somebody or have a child
right.
and talk about that shit incessantly, no matter how evil you are.
Right.
They made sure Enchantress had a
Will
brother.
Smith and her kid.
She had a brother and a boyfriend.
Will Smith and his kid. Yeah.
How much, like,
Margot
Couldn't
Joker.
Enchantress just be alone?
Yeah.
should Suicide Squad
Yeah,
just
why
be
does she
about
have
a
to date
family
the
of
soldier?
supervillains? Like, how hard are they pressing that angle? It's like crazy. How do all of them have that motivation?
Yeah. That
Except for
was
Killer
ridiculous.
Croc, he wanted to be E.T.
Would it kill this? Would it
Why
kill
did he need
this
to be
movie to
black?
give
Who's
Amanda
that agent?
Waller
He's from
some
Louisiana.
omnipresence? For fuck's sake, could they make her the smartest person in the room and leave it at that?
Who?
Why did they take the entire movie to disprove Amanda Waller's initial fucking idea, which is not a
Yeah.
bad idea, but the entire movie deconstructs it and ruins it and makes the main character
Through dialogue,
that
you can
makes
make it
you
smart.
think that this could work and fucking destroys it in front of you.
You would only need to change a few lines to make it work. Really, if you think just people talking.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Like she could just be like any hometown threat. We need this team, like because
Right.
these are the metahumans we have access to and can control. We can put bombs in their heads,
Right.
and we can make them do anything we want. That
Right.
kind of makes sense.
Right.
Why did this need a world-ending threat?
It didn't. It did
Exactly.
not need a world ending
Yes.
threat.
All
I
the
absolutely agree
fucking
with you.
Superhero
It
movies
should have been like
did
Ant-Man.
not need it.
It should have been like
Yeah.
Ant-Man, where it's a small
Something
stakes.
personal.
Yeah.
That's what I
It should
expected.
be Joker. If you're gonna put Joker in the movie, make him the fucking
Yeah.
villain. Come
Dude,
on.
I kept saying-
how
Yeah.
lame brain can you get? I know it's like doing something again, but for what else are you gonna do with him? He could have been replaced by anybody in this movie.
He shouldn't have been in there.
And that's inexcusable for a character of that caliber that's had that many like 5-star performances on the screen. To give it just this weak fucking nothing of a storyline is just
Let me ask
stupid.
everybody: has there ever been a Joker you didn't like
Yeah, this one.
besides this one?
Oh.
Because so far, I liked every Joker, pretty much.
I've come around on Cesar Romero as I've
Cesar
gotten
I mean,
older.
Romero's
Cesar Romero fits the
hysterical.
show he was
He
on.
did.
Yeah.
He did surf with Batman. So
Yeah.
Cesar Romero
Good.
is great for that show.
Sure.
You can see his
Yeah,
mustache.
yeah, yeah.
That's
Totally.
the show.
It's the best.
yeah, how
That is
crazy
the
do you
show.
gotta
That's the
be?
show.
You
You
can
painted
see his
clown
mustache.
white over your mustache.
But like every
Yeah,
every
he was like, I will
Joker
not shave my
performance
no,
mustache.
he's like, fuck you.
every Joker performance is unique and amazing,
Yeah.
kind of its own
All
right.
the animated ones are unique and
Absolutely,
amazing.
yeah. I
Everybody
was gonna
puts
say,
their-
I don't
Why
think
did
I
that
have-
not work then?
Yeah.
I don't think I've
Why
seen
did it
Joker. I
not
haven't
work?
liked.
I don't know. I'd like to see the other 2-hour-long cut
Yeah.
that like was about that.
It was a return to
Just to
the.
see if it's
It was
good.
return to the Joker as a crime boss, which
Yes.
is the Jack Nicholson version.
Right. Exactly.
And
Yeah.
they fucked
But
it
Jack
up.
Nicholson has great dialogue in that
Yeah.
movie.
he has
Yes.
fantastic
Well, let's not
dialogue.
forget-
Fantastic. That's
Yeah,
a
yeah,
great
but
But he's
character
talking
scene.
about just the
That's
concept
not
of Joker.
why the concept didn't work. The
No.
concept didn't work is because Jack Nicholson obviously was the leader of every scene.
Mm-hmm.
He was.
People
he
had
had
to
presence.
talk about the Joker to build up what the Joker was in the movie. That's the
Mhm.
problem with this
Show
whole
and
movie.
tell. Show
They're
and tell.
just, they're the worst of the
No.
worst.
Right. No,
These
yeah.
are the worst supervillains. I'm like, there's an asshole sitting in a water tank, a crocodile that anybody can knock out, a fucking asshole with a boomerang. These are not the worst of the worst. Stop telling me who these people are and
Yeah.
show me who
Stop
they
saying
are.
we're the bad guys.
In
Stop
fact, if that's the
saying it.
worst of the worst, you got a pretty
Yeah.
easy kind of tenure as far as metahumans go.
Batman
Yeah.
really
Like-
already killed everybody that was a
Like
Yeah.
threat.
you know in Mystery Men how the speech that William why is his name escaping me, the shoveler gives,
Yeah.
and he
William
says
H.
we're the
Macy?
other guys. He says that once in the movie, and they define that once, just once,
Just
Mm.
once.
with one line where they say we're not the heroes, we're the
We're the
other
other guys.
guys.
Right.
Okay,
That's it.
You're right, and that's enough.
Lady,
You don't
you
need to
are
say-
evil.
Yeah,
I'm
you don't
like,
need to point out that
Yeah.
everyone's
Oh my
fucking
God.
toddler right
she
this?
crazy, and then she's a mean lady, and we're the bad guys 6 times or
Ugh.
something
Like,
like
well, I'm a supervillain, but that lady has an attitude.
Also, why don't you
You're
go
not
up
even
and give your
impolite, Will Smith.
Why don't you go
Jesus.
up and give your girlfriend a smack on the ass and tell her to stop
Oof.
doing what she's doing?
You need
He
to
said
handle
that.
shit.
I was
Yeah.
like,
It's pathetic what gets through the
Excuse me?
censors.
Oh my God! Listen, how wouldn't it have shown? Wouldn't it have shown that the stakes were what they were had they shown that other countries were developing metahuman teams, and that's why the desperation of trying to collect one right away? Wouldn't that be great if they saw a Russian team? Like all of a sudden you see like the Russians doing one or the Chinese doing one. But no, they don't do that. So there's no stakes as far as why does governments have to
Who is
Right.
Amanda
metahuman
Waller?
team?
She's just a person in the government.
She is in the government?
She's
I
supposed to be
guess.
Black Ops.
I never read
She's-
this comic that this is based
No,
on.
she's supposed to be the
It's not
blackest
based
ops
off
of
any
Black Ops.
particular
She's supposed to be
comic.
literally like
I mean,
she
she can
does the
sit in that
dirty
room.
work that the government
Yeah, she
doesn't.
sat in a room. That's like,
I mean,
wow,
that's
what's
like
her
that was
fucking
supposed
job?
To be, that was supposed to be the government war room.
How did they all escape? Why is she the only one there with a bunch of asshole interns?
Because
I thought
apparently
this was going
she-
to be contained.
Oh man, that's the best part of the movie. That guy.
That guy's great.
yeah.
Yeah.
Just give me scale.
Did
I'll
you
come
think
in.
that? Did you think it?
Man.
He screamed contained.
Of course he thought it. He
What about this?
practically
Did you think was
exploded
going to
it.
be a
Fuck!
contained?
I even forgot
Yeah.
about that.
That shit was
My
hysterical.
God.
Like,
How do you-
before they even touched down,
Oh,
he said that. Like, what do you think is happening, man? Do you
You've
have
got-
like?
Does anyone? Do you know how
everyone
you
in this
can tell?
room just like
do you know
have
how
like
you can tell like
narcolepsy or something?
It had
the
Battleship
movie
Warship.
was re-edited because the one scene is when they're in the helicopter before it crashes, which happens like 40 times in this movie. When they see the sky, the big thing in the sky, which we're not even going to talk about how cliche that is, but they see it,
They see
and
the
it's
MacGuffin in
almost
the
like
sky.
they don't say what it is or they don't know where they're headed.
Yeah.
Like they land, and then it's almost like everyone is not sure where they're going. They're literally walking to a thing.
It's like Page
But they seem to be unsure of what they're doing even then.
Yeah.
And it's like, I think the thing in the sky was added later.
right.
I
makes
really
sense.
feel like that
Yeah.
because there's stuff where it's just like, well, you're just literally walking over there. It's like 5 blocks that way. You just
Yeah.
need to get there and then deal with whatever's happening.
Yeah.
Right.
Because you're the Suicide Squad. And they're just like kind of all wishy-washy. They're going up buildings and shit. I'm like,
Dude.
don't go into a building. Just walk over there. The
Yeah.
stuff's happening over there.
Yeah.
Barely anything in their way.
Good point. I
Yeah.
didn't even think about that.
What is the
No,
structure
there's
of this
literally a
fucking-
beacon of light swirling in the sky, and they're
Yeah.
like meandering somewhere in the city. I'm like, just there. Why didn't you go there?
Even in Escape from New York, Escape from New York, they just had a homing beacon.
Right.
That's all you needed. One detail to go, this is our objective. They never fucking do that. There's a goddamn swirling ball of shit
Yeah.
in the fucking sky.
But that-
We're gonna have to deal with it at some point.
But that
What the
doesn't-
fuck?
That doesn't stop Will Smith from finding a fucking document the size of a phone book and apparently reading all of it just to throw it at Rick Flag and be like, you lied to us. There's a giant blue light in the sky. It's like, are you retarded? What do you think you're going
You've
toward?
been in
You-
this city for like 6 hours.
You're the
You've
only
seen
person
this.
that knows firsthand what is going on. What are you getting upset about?
Like he thought
Yeah.
they
You
put
were
bombs
there
in
to
your
die.
neck. They put bombs
What are you
in your
getting
head.
upset about? You lied to me.
Because
Fuck you, man.
No.
Yeah, he lied to you. He could have just shot you in the head for no reason. Fuck, he lied to you. That's the least of your worries.
you have a bomb in your neck. That's
I
connected to his
I don't like your
phone.
tone. You're dead now.
And that's the difference too, because this Snake Plissken is a great example. Is where they, like he knows what's going on. He's fully aware of the fact that they've got him by the balls, and he doesn't have to keep acting like, well, this is bullshit. He knows he's got to do the thing and get back.
Yeah.
These people seem to be completely confused. They're like,
like,
oh, we're just gonna be here, and when these putties attack, the putty rangers attack us, we're gonna fight them, I guess.
it's
We're
like
gonna go up to a building. In a
We're
building.
just
What
taking-
the fuck
hey.
are they doing in a building?
we're
What
gonna take
the
a hard
fuck
10 while the
was-
directors figure out the rest of this movie. We're gonna go get a drink. We're gonna get something to eat. Captain Boomerang's gonna go in the back and jerk off. I guess he'll meet us there. It's fine. He's not gonna say what he's doing. He'll just come back. He's Boomerang, right? Yeah, it makes sense. And then we'll meet up for Act 3.
You know what? I wish that he just left, and that not because I don't like. I loved him, but that made me love him when he left.
Yeah.
I was like, good, leave. Somebody just walk away because it's chaos. No one sees anything.
Yeah.
And like, just walk away.
It's not like, oh no, I forgot to bring the sacred boomerang.
As far as they were concerned, like Amanda Waller was dead at that point.
Yeah,
Just
they didn't
walk
know.
out
Go
of here.
home.
Do you care what's happening over there?
They deactivated the shit in your neck.
Yeah.
Leave.
Right.
Just go.
Leave.
You're not. You have no reason to do
There
this.
is no one to track you. The entire
Wait, I
city
had-
is rubble.
But they're
Man.
family now.
Ugh. This movie should have been like
Family.
4 good
The family.
characters. You follow them. They all get locked up in Belle Reve. They get offered Suicide Squad. It all goes to hell. Then they all just kind of walk away, and we get to just watch them all resolve their original storylines, and then it just ends.
Just
Yeah.
end sort of.
Yeah, just sort of
Jesus, man,
No,
how
but
great
How
would
much
it have
fun
been?
would that be?
How about great
There's
would
no expectation of
Yeah.
a sequel. There's no this team building bullshit. Like none of this feel
But you
good
ca-
crap.
But you
Yeah,
can
what
build a
was the
team
feel-good
well.
crap
Many
about?
movies have done it. It's
You
not like-
can't do a movie where you're trying to get the band back together and the band's all locked up in one room and you're going, do you guys want to be in a band?
They should
That
all be-
doesn't work. That's the shittiest.
And the band was
you
never
know what
together
the-
in the first place.
Do you know what
Yes.
movie
No.
does this better than like the 1,000 movies do this better? But I was
Space Jam.
Armageddon.
Space Jam does do it better. Armageddon is exactly what I was going to say.
Armageddon.
Armageddon does what this movie does in like 3 minutes better
Yeah.
than this
Yeah.
entire movie.
I know
and it's
everything
Armageddon.
about each person
Yeah, man.
individually.
Completely.
I think that they're almost
Completely.
hamstrung by these being comic book characters because it's almost just like, yeah, there's Killer Croc. We're not
I
going to
don't
give him
need-
any lines of dialogue. We're not going to have him interact with anybody at all.
Nope.
We're not going to have a backstory for him at all. That like even to indicate that he's a fucking Batman villain. It's just you know who Killer Croc is. There he is.
Yeah.
Aren't
Well-
you having fun?
They don't
trust
own
you.
either
You
thing. They
know
don't
who
own the
you
fact
are.
that you would already know that he's a Killer Croc. You don't
Right.
like okay,
He
don't
is a
say
kill-
anything about him. Just let him be a Killer Croc or say everything.
And thank
or
God
give
it was
us
that
who he
literal
is.
because then he would have written
Let-
it on his jacket.
Let him be the
Jesus
Hawk or let
Christ.
him be a character. Pick.
Yeah.
Either he's the muscle and it doesn't matter,
Right.
or he is a character.
Or he's nothing. He's a goddamn. He's just in the
Instead,
background.
you're in this
the
middle
whole
ground
movie.
where I'm like, am I
It's so
supposed to
weird.
like? I don't. Yeah.
Such a waste of a character. Like, why is he there at all?
Why
He
did
never
they
does anything.
screen print shit on any of the clothes? Is it so they didn't get them mix and matched? Like all of a sudden, it's like,
It's
sorry,
in
Croc,
storage,
that's
yeah.
my jacket. It's the one that says boomerang on it.
Obviously.
You know, obviously.
They should have got
Fuck.
uniforms.
That whole scene pissed me off. And Zaccardi made a great point about it. He basically said when they were playing the Eminem songs, like, JD's back again. Back from what?
Yeah, yes,
What?
exactly.
Like back from my clothes? Back from the
Back
Goodwill?
from prison, I
Back
guess.
from
And
yeah.
At first, the first time I saw it, I was unclear on what was happening in that scene. I thought for a second that the government was like supplying them with specific things for them to fight with. And I was like,
Right, like
wait,
they
did
made
the
that
government
costume.
give like Harley Quinn like booty pants? I was like, did they supply her with them or is this their shit?
Did
Because
she
it doesn't
provide
say
a
like,
sketch?
here's your stuff that
Right,
you
right.
had.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, wait, are they
Sketch?
are they equipping them with
They're
this
like
shit?
huge, really expensive cases.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
about that
bomb-proof
too,
shit.
at
And I'm
first.
like, it's got her
Yeah.
fucking clothes in it.
Well,
Is
because
that
Harley
necessary?
Quinn is looking through
Like,
clothes. I'm
that's
like,
a niggling point, but
is she just looking through shit that they were like, here's a selection of things?
Yeah.
And all of it was
No,
like normal
yeah. She pulled
human
out-
clothes.
yeah. Then she pulls out her like Harley outfit.
But it's her shit, right?
From
Well, she originally wore it, apparently.
it's some. I
Thank
guess.
God they kept my pudding choker.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm gonna wear all this stuff instead, even though I love this costume so much.
I know. I love my Harley Quinn costume.
All right. I will say,
If they just
She
said
did a
this
very
is
good
yours,
She did a great job.
no, she did a
Her
great job. If
dialogue
they
is
just said
terrible.
that that was their
She was
stuff, I
great.
would have been confused. I was
How-
like, did they give them this stuff or what? What is
Right.
happening?
How
like,
awesome
"Great,
would it
my
have
hammer I'm
been
not gonna use."
if they just brought him to a room and there's just like an internet thing and they're all buying this shit on Amazon. God damn it! Everybody, and then you just see the credit card going, and then you see Captain Boomerang's like he's like trying to buy fucking unicorns, and they slap his hand or something. That would have been a funny
would've been
scene.
cute.
See, there's
Yeah.
stuff there. That's why I liked him
Yeah.
because the unicorn thing when he walked away and when he was drinking a beer, I was like, good. He's the
Yeah.
character that doesn't even want to be here either.
all right.
He's
the
Because
audience.
he knows he shouldn't be there. I mean, he kind of knows it's like he's the least of these people.
I think all of them don't want to be there.
don't,
Though. Like
no.
except maybe Harley and Deadshot.
He literally
Who
wants.
don't even flirt.
There's so much.
Like,
there's so much you could do with Harley.
What is
Quinn
their
and they don't.
relationship? Is it flirting or is it this weird father-daughter thing that they
Dude.
have?
Yeah, there was a
No.
father.
Oh my God,
It
that
was
was
originally
so
flirting.
creepy. This like
In those deleted,
Freudian-
remember the deleted scenes list? It was originally there was a relationship between the two of them budding,
Mm.
which is why, which I really like, because in the deleted scenes, in the end, Harley decides to forsake the Joker
Mm-hmm.
and save the team,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
which is I'm just saying, a movie that existed has got to be
Yeah.
There
markedly
has to
different.
be
Yes.
a version of this movie that has some sort of emotional plot
That
in it
makes
at all.
sense.
Yeah.
They're all gone.
The guy's other movies aren't like this. They're
I
not
know.
this
I've seen
disjointed.
I've seen Training Day. I've seen
Right.
something else. Yeah.
Yeah, Training Day is a great
Fucking
script.
great. Yeah.
There can't be
Solid
that guy
hell.
could not have written what we saw.
No fucking
No.
way.
Yeah.
Nobody could have written this. This is made out of pieces of other scripts and just jargon and fucking not in my crib level of dialogue. Like it's
Yeah.
just stitched together from a
You a
pile
mean
of
lady.
cliches.
You a
How,
mean
okay,
lady.
if your
Christ, it's
three
dumb.
if your three characters are Deadshot, Harley Quinn, Joker, right? Those are your mains. Okay. How do you connect them all, right? How about let's say there is a cure for the chemicals that you get dunked in, and then you could have Harley become normal again or something, and then she has to
I
have
don't like
that
that.
conflict.
I don't like that.
I mean,
It's a way you could do it,
that's
but I don't
one
like it.
thing. That's just one right off the top of my fucking head, and I was just thinking about it for 2 seconds. That's what drives me crazy. There's no connection to whatever is fucking happening. It's just stuff.
Yeah.
How about the fact
it's
that
not
you just
compelling
stop?
stuff?
Dude, you
Yeah,
could just
no.
have the Joker doing something in the city that's like he's holding people hostage and they have to go in, and Harley's got the bomb in her neck and she's forced to go against the Joker
yeah.
because there's a bomb in her head.
It sounds like a
Right.
fucking internal conflict, Bob.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's pretty simple.
We can't
I
have
mean,
internal conflicts inside of a blockbuster
Christ, they
movie.
did it in the
God
movie before.
damn it!
Well,
How are we going to tell people all that stuff that's happening right after it happens?
I've seen some more continuity in a fucking mural on the side of a carnival ride. Honestly, than this fucking movie. It's insane.
It would have had more layers too, because in the original too, there was supposed to be this history of an abusive relationship between Joker and Harley Quinn as well.
Right.
So it would have had that additional layer
Which is something
of
that
like still loving him, but having this had happen with him, and she's supposed to go kill him. Like that would be very complicated.
after like almost 30 years, I feel like it's something to be touched on too. Like, you know, with Harley Quinn and Joker.
Yes.
It's something to definitely be
I
touched
think
on.
they panicked. They panicked like
I
shit.
They didn't know how to do
They
it. They
had
didn't
no
know what to
clue.
do with that.
They had
were
no
like,
clue
well,
where to move.
Well, apparently
like,
they cut it out.
Yeah.
Well,
You
it's
know,
the
what
closest thing to
direction
a
to move that.
relationship in this whole fucking
Right,
movie.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's the whole point you're making. Like that's mainly why you're making this movie, right? You're probably gonna want Joker somewhere down the line. You're probably gonna want Harley somewhere down the line.
Let's be honest.
More than
why
anybody
was
else
Joker
in this movie.
And we know why, because out of all the characters, he's the one
only-
that brings this.
Yeah,
pays
he's the
for
only
tickets.
recognizable
Yeah.
one.
He's the one that brought the tickets. It doesn't
Yeah.
matter what happens in the movie. Joker's in.
So yeah, so why not? He's
should
obviously
be a
got to
main
be
plot
one of the
point.
main characters.
Right.
Who gives a shit about Enchantress?
Yeah, right?
I hate Enchantress.
You
I
don't
wish
know
her and Rick
anything
Flag
more
were removed
about
from this
her at
movie.
the end than you
Mhm.
do at the beginning, because all they do are like, "Hey, you are my brother, and by stabbing me, you are giving me life, so I can stand here and go like this until you are blah." I'm like, I know, I'm watching you.
And go like
Did you
this.
invent a language just so you can tell me what
oh
you're
my
doing?
God. Don't even get me started on the fucking
Oh my
gyrating.
This is me doing
Also,
magic.
Let me tell you.
There's no way when she got
Fucking
into a
hell.
tune
Wiggly
that she would
squiggly
break,
magic.
she wouldn't
Wiggly
break
squiggly
open a
wiggly.
thing that she found instantly. Here's a 10,000-year-old relic. Let me just break it open.
Yeah, that makes
They
sense. I'm
had
an
to
archaeologist.
reshoot that.
What are you, a first-year archaeologist?
Yeah, what are you
Stand
doing?
back. I'm an archaeologist.
Let me just break this in half. What?
Why didn't
all
Amanda?
action,
Why did
baby.
Amanda Waller, when she came into the cave after that, go? There's one statuette with no head and nothing else is touched. Maybe if I grab that one and take its head off.
I want to see like
I'll make another
a fan cut of
metahuman.
like
Right.
Mara McTaggart walking in and be like, "No,
Jesus.
let me do it."
Here. Okay. Good.
All right. This is our role this summer: is women ruining everyone's lives by opening ancient Egyptian things
Can we?
and
I
villains
hate,
popping
I just
out.
hate her
Jesus.
story. I hate her and Rick Flag.
I
don't-
hate Rick Flag and Joel Kinnaman equally.
I don't care about
100%.
him so much. I just don't want their story.
I think they
in
picked the
movie.
wrong actor from The
Ooh,
Killing.
Yeah, dude.
That's the one
His
in the movie.
whole progression is just making him look more and more like a coddled baby. Like, you know, it's not like
Yeah.
making him sensitive. It makes him look like a fucking pussy. You know, like
Yeah.
because
He's
it's
supposed to
all
be
just
the
him like,
baddest
sitting
of
on
the
a bed,
bad.
like, I miss my girlfriend, who's an unstoppable ancient force.
Yeah.
Wah. I'm like, fuck you,
Yeah.
Rick Flag.
Yeah.
Sack up and leave this team of murderers. Why are you here?
Right, yeah.
I cannot get my head around a Suicide Squad having a handler. It makes no fucking sense. You send people there to die. That's the name of their fucking squad.
Sack up and lead this team of murderers.
Yeah, here, just do it.
Not of this works at all at any point. It's just like, yo, Rick Flags there.
That's
Hey,
a
let's
big
give him
note,
a handler.
Red letters.
He has
Sack
Katana. It's
up.
just like, who is
Oh yeah,
putting this team
right,
together?
Katana. Katana's like so forgettable.
So
I
superfluous.
swear to God. Can you believe this is the
insulting.
guy who wrote Training Day and he doesn't understand how evil works?
This is not his
Fuck
movie,
me.
dude. That's what I keep
This
saying.
is
man.
nobody's movie.
No.
This
Nobody
is
made
not
this
what
movie.
he wrote. We're
He
not.
wrote a movie that was already rated PG-13. I'm sorry.
But still,
he
this
never
is not
wrote
the
the
movie he
R-rated
wrote.
version.
This is not the movie he wrote.
Really?
No, man, this is cut to shit.
It is cut to
It
shit,
just
but
makes
I'm
sense.
telling
Yeah.
you,
They did millions of dollars, like hundreds of $millions of reshoots for this.
I'm telling you, you do plastic surgery to this, it's still a bad face.
It's like that song on
It would not
Sergeant
be
Pepper's.
nearly this bad. I
They
guarantee
just
It wouldn't
cut
be
up.
nearly as
Yeah.
bad. I don't think so.
You show
I
us
think
the
it still
somber
wouldn't be
cut,
good,
it would
but-
just be mediocre, be fine. It wouldn't be as
Yeah.
angering. It would make more sense. I guarantee
You
it.
do realize he wrote swirling ball of shit in the sky.
I don't think he did.
I don't think that.
I just said before early in the podcast.
You can
I
absolutely
think
make
that
this.
was added. I
with
don't
the-
think they actually.
You really think that was
You know how
Yes.
they cut out the Joker coming back and going up against the squad and throwing grenades at him?
Why?
That could have just been the end. You know what I mean? They didn't need any of this Enchantress shit. And really, did they do anything? She stood there until they killed her. She literally
she
stood
has a power
still.
of teleportation, by the way.
You could see
Assumedly.
they drew her.
Well, I
in
think she was.
from half the fucking movie.
Her
They
Yeah.
drew
tattoos
her
were
there.
bleeding
Yeah.
into the machine. I assume that she couldn't move at that point. I don't know. What the
Why?
fuck is happening? I have.
Why the fuck would you do that with your main villain? That's insane. They can't move.
What
That's
the
bullshit. Like,
Fuck would
it's
Amanda
ridiculous.
Waller sleep
So
in a
just
room with an open
put a bomb
case,
under her.
knowing that the villain's
doesn't-
heart is ability to teleport. She can teleport anywhere. You leave the case open. You can't even
She
click
did
it
leave the
shut.
case
She didn't
open.
fucking click
And
it
also,
shut.
it's Amanda Waller. She's just in her apartment.
Yeah.
Yeah, right?
Like you're not in a government facility guarded by electricity or some ball of fucking energy
Yeah.
or some
What
shit.
do you have
What
in
are
a
Why
you
is
apartment?
the
doing?
heart in your apartment?
Yeah, you're just sleeping in your apartment.
Well, you,
It's
like,
not even
make
chained to
enemies?
your
alone.
fucking wrist like the
Right.
Dangerous
Not
woman,
president.
right?
sleeping
She
it.
makes enemies. Why don't you
Sleeping
sleep
with
in a
it.
normal apartment?
Crazy.
Yeah, I don't know.
You should be sleeping on it
Yeah,
with a
right.
pillow on top of it.
Even then, Enchantress could probably get it.
She
yeah,
could
but
be
you, at
anywhere,
least you would
anywhere,
be disturbed while you're
instantaneously.
sleeping.
Yeah. How do you keep?
She makes the whole movie a mess. Even the movie that doesn't exist, she makes a mess. I hate her being in the movie because I want it to be like Predator. I want people
Yeah.
just to go on a mission to get something,
Yes.
and
You know-
they all die, and it's awesome.
Yeah.
And I don't want any of like El Diablo's enough magic for me. The guy that can create
Ugh.
fire.
Yeah.
You can cut him
Enough.
too, honestly.
No. I
don't
like El
know.
Diablo. You need someone with that level of power. Just one guy.
Sure. Yeah.
And he sacrificing himself. I was
Right,
like, all
right.
right, fine. It would if it meant something, it'd be awesome. Like if I knew who that other dude was.
Dude,
If it meant something when El Diablo.
why couldn't they just go up against a metahuman? Not Enchantress, not a sorceress from fucking ancient times, this magic bullshit that makes no sense. You're introducing this whole element to a litany of movies. You know, like this is supposed to be presumptively affecting movies from here on out. You're just gonna willy-nilly be like, yeah, that's magic. That's what magic looks like.
You know, it'd be a
You know what I
great
mean? Like-
movie. You know, it'd be a great movie if their mission was to kill Shazam as a child, and then he turns into Shazam and he kills everybody.
Yeah, or something. You
That
know, like,
would be super awesome.
Yeah.
or like not even Shazam,
God, I
or like
forgot, right? Yeah.
yeah,
How are they
like,
gonna
just
even
like a
handle that?
Z-lister, you know,
Yeah.
like Plastic Man or some shit like that. You know, like somebody who's like obviously above human ability that can maybe get his
Yeah.
ass beat by
Captain
7
Cold,
supervillains.
for fuck's sake. You got a fire guy. You got a guy who hates cold. What about a lizard? A lizard hates cold.
Lizard?
So you got Killer Croc there.
Yeah.
Boomerangs don't fly very
mean,
far.
I'll say
in the
this: Captain
cold.
Cold on the fucking Flash show is awesome. as
Dude,
hell. That
he's
guy's
one of my
great.
favorite parts of the
Yeah.
show, man. He's such a bitch.
It's kind.
I
Do
love
you
it.
feel like? I mean,
I love it.
John, you're not watching the TV
No,
stuff,
I'm
right?
not watching the TV stuff.
It's so much better than the stuff
It's-
that they're flailing. Like
Dude,
Why do
it's
you think that
crazy.
they separate the creative teams? Why does the TV shows and the animated stuff get the majority and the talent as opposed to their film?
I think they have
division?
they just have less stress on them. They have more license, and they've been building up to this. Like Smallville, over 9 years, they were starting to realize what they could and couldn't get away with. So when they started Flash, it's like, boom, he's in the costume.
Arrow was the first.
Well, yeah, and then Arrow, and then
because it's
Flash.
like it's
right,
the
right,
Arrow
right.
Flash.
And Arrow even had like a
Constantine,
little
Gotham.
time to like kind of get its footing before they really.
Gotham is the past of the same universe, right?
No, Gotham's its own thing.
I thought Gotham was
No, Gotham's
it's
totally
the same
its own
producer.
thing.
It's the same
Oh, is
producer.
it? Yeah.
But it's the past. It's the past.
Maybe, but they're
Constantine is in
treating it
this.
like it's not. They're not planning.
Supergirl's a different Earth.
Yeah, Constantine and Supergirl are now being drawn into this because now they have like this world that they can like.
Point is,
assuredly, but they took their time and they figured it out and they did it right. Like, Marvel did. And DC's just like, let's just start where Marvel is right now.
No,
Now,
Marvel still
let me ask you guys
Marvel
this,
still
though.
got growing pains with
Let's
Agents.
let- let's-
nowhere near
this
like
pod-
this. They didn't have
I
3
swear to
bombs in
God,
a row.
Agent of Shield, they throw anything at the wall and see if it
Agent of Shield
sticks.
is not what I'm talking
We're
about.
not talking about. We're talking about the Netflix stuff. But anyway,
In
new
movies.
point.
But that has a plan too.
Now here's the thing: is that I personally don't like. Okay, everyone can criticize DC for trying to rush. Sorry, everyone can criticize DC for trying to rush this stuff. Sure, it's a bad idea, but I honestly believe if you didn't start with a mound of shit like Zack Snyder, it could have been okay. Like, there's no reason why Man of Steel or BVS couldn't work.
Right.
It's his fault that
it's-
you're starting from a mess.
And it's not even
You know what
like,
I mean?
Yeah.
It's not you're starting from a mess. Those
Right.
movies with a different filmmaker could be fine.
Yeah.
I
Well,
don't
not even
think
the
DC's
angles that they're
plan is
taking
bad.
that I
Well-
don't like. You know what I mean? Like
it's the creators that they're letting do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but remarking on that point, do you think that Suicide Squad could have been that movie? Could have been that linchpin movie had they made it solid?
I don't know, man.
Solidly built movie.
Here's the thing: we know what happened, right? I mean, Man of Steel was a big hit. I mean, sort of. Just because I think it was more because Superman was back. But
Yeah.
BVS was BVS, and then they panicked because they were like, "Oh shit, that didn't perform like we thought." But what were the 2 movies that were giant mega hits beyond anyone's belief? Which was Guardians and Deadpool. Deadpool made more money than anything.
Yeah.
It's like-
it cost nothing.
And
to
it
make.
cost nothing to make. It was a $60 million movie that made more money than $300 million movies.
Yeah.
Wow.
Right. So what do you do when you have BVS? You're like, oh shit, they don't like that. They want more of this.
It was something that's fun.
They take Suicide Squad, put it in a blender, and try to turn it into Deadpool and Guardians.
Yeah.
And so
could've
we haven't.
missed-
That's what I'm saying. Like at this point, we don't even know.
Shot backwards.
We started with a mess, and then they messed it up further, trying to fix the mess that they started.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
All
like,
they had to do was just let their filmmakers make
Just
the
let
films
it-
they wanted
if
to
he
make.
fucked
and
it
stop
up,
Yeah.
it
fucking
would be
around.
him. Zack
Yeah.
Snyder is all on his
Just
own.
distance
He did
yourself.
that himself.
He'll go away.
Yeah.
You'll replace him. But like
Right.
this was just like, how do you didn't learn the lesson? Deadpool worked because they're like, that's a great movie. Go make that movie.
Well, they let the filmmaker make the movie.
Yeah.
Right.
This is
'cause
just like,
it wasn't because it was
give us
funny.
everything that you
It's
shot
like it was a
and we'll
family
just
film.
put something out.
But they got like they said, I think James Gunn predicted on Facebook where he's like, you're going to see a bunch of movies just like this.
Yeah.
Like Deadpool, and it's going to be a big mistake.
Yeah.
And Suicide Squad's the first of
It
that.
could have been something so fucking cool, too.
Yeah.
It's such a good idea. Nobody's really done it yet. They've been talking about Sinister Six, which is the exact same idea. This makes more sense. They had more of a lead up. They had more interest. They have the fucking Joker. Marvel hasn't done it yet,
Right.
and they fucked it up
fucked it up.
phenomenally.
Yeah.
You know what I
But
mean?
maybe
Like,
I'm just saying that the somber cut exists.
I want to see
And
it.
I would love to see it because I think this is honestly a fascinating movie because of how much of a mess it is.
Yeah.
I mean, how many
dude,
times in
the
our adult lives?
opening.
Well, how many times
Yeah.
in our adult lives have we seen a movie
Whoa.
so obviously cut to shit?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
It's
like-
I mean, this was-
very
I'm not-
obvious.
it's like
My
I know-
mom could tell it was cut to
Right.
shit.
It's like,
You
I know
what
I'm
mean? Like,
older and
no
more
one-
cynical, but like,
yeah.
that's cut to
The
shit,
shit.
man.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
oh my lord.
Because it was cut like a Super Bowl commercial.
Yeah,
and it
dude.
was just like, for 2 hours, it was just punishing. It was
Dude.
a punishing movie.
I mean, they obviously removed Jared Leto from the movie, and his scenes are the scenes from the trailer. You know, like the scene
They're
where
not
he's like,
even
I'm not
that.
gonna hurt you, but I'm not gonna kill you. I'm gonna hurt you.
I'm
real
not
bad."
going to hurt
That's
you.
the entire scene of that.
Yeah.
That was in the trailer, and that's the entire scene
That
in the
is.
movie.
That's it. That's the end of the
I was
scene.
like, oh my god, that's the whole scene?
Yeah.
I saw this 60 times already.
Right.
Dude,
Yeah.
It's like by the time we got to the end, I'm like, is Joker in this movie at all? Like, I can't even remember if I liked
Which
his
I'm
performance
saying
or
is-
Well,
not.
what did
when
he
you
say?
put-
They were like, how many
There's
scenes did
nothing
they
there.
cut?
do
And
you
he was
think-
like, were there any that they didn't cut?
I
Do you
started
think that they
a
would have done that, though,
joke,
if
and
that
now
was
I
how it
won't
was?
finish
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Do you think they would have put that in the original trailer like that if that was how it was? I don't think they would have.
What do you
No.
They wouldn't have put the entirety of the Joker in the trailer if that's the original intention.
No.
of the
Oh
original
no, hell
cut.
no.
No.
There's
But
definitely
they
way
did.
more Joker.
There's way more Joker.
There had to have
Right.
been some rational human being at DC had to have been at some point. Yo, the Joker's the fucking villain of this movie. You are retarded if you don't believe
You're
that.
making a mistake.
You are making
Yeah.
a humongous mistake, pushing him aside for fucking 2 CG characters nobody gives a fuck about, one of which doesn't even have a fucking name.
Hey,
I know it's Incubus, but does he say it? He might say it once in the movie.
he says it once. It's
Enchanto.
Incubus.
Enchanto's
Yeah.
But
brother.
I'm telling you, man, if I was Marvel right now, I would take that Inhuman slot that you got rid of, and I would have been like, let's make a Thunderbolts movie.
No,
yeah,
fuck that.
let's-
Let's make a Thunder Strike movie.
Yeah, let's make a
really fuck with
let's really do a victory lap on these
Liam
assholes.
Hemsworth. What's Liam Hemsworth
Yeah,
doing? You want
let's
to be
do
Thunder
the
Strike?
Marvel version
this.
of
Who gives a shit if
Suicide
he looks like
Squad.
Thor?
And
Or
we'll kill
Thor,
people.
basically.
Sure. We'll put a Red Hulk in there. How's that, you motherfuckers?
People
I
will
mean-
eat it up. They'll eat it
Yeah.
out of our hands. They'll love it.
I don't know if I'm crazy about comparing the Marvel DC thing, but I guess you can't help it. But it
can't.
is nuts how they made like Guardians, and it's like this giant fucking success.
Because it's got heart.
Well, no, it's got heart, but I'm not even.
It's a really
we
good
know
It's got a
that.
heart in a
Yeah.
suitcase.
But it's
Yeah.
like
The
here's this movie
soundtrack
that no
actually
one has a
connects
reason
to the
love.
main character.
And it's a team movie.
And it's emotional.
Yeah.
It's a team movie with characters you've never met before, which is less than the movie we were talking about.
Mm-hmm.
We've met these characters, a lot of them before.
Sure.
I knew nothing about Guardians. I knew nothing. But you know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like,
right,
Yeah.
they took this property that no one gave a fuck about and turned it into a global mega hit.
Yeah.
And then this is still a hit. Let's talk about that for a second.
It is.
$135 million opening.
Yeah.
Curiosity, man.
Curiosity.
They've
That
got
was good
this
trailers
weird-
too. I'm sorry.
Good
but
trailers. Yeah.
Let's not
Trailers
forget
were
like
entertaining.
600,000.
I mean, I can see people
600
liking.
million fucking commercials.
It looks like.
that
I mean,
came
it
out
doesn't.
for
So,
that.
yeah, but Ghostbusters had just as much marketing.
No. Here's the thing about Ghostbusters marketing.
45 million.
Ghostbusters came out of the
Ugh.
gate negative. Okay.
Sure.
Suicide Squad was still people were like holding on to it. They're like, oh, this could be good.
We need it.
Yeah,
Dude,
yeah. And
It's not gonna make shit this weekend though.
We'll see.
Yeah.
I'm guessing a 60%.
Well, what else are
drop-off.
gonna? What
Yeah,
else is
at
everybody gonna
least.
watch? Fucking 9 Lives. Come on.
You'd be surprised at what. I feel like all of us are generally pretty critical of stuff.
The
Mm.
Chris.
You know, like, but you'd be surprised what people like. I mean,
Dude,
There
I
people
were-
enjoyed this movie.
am
There's
very
Oh, yeah.
lenient.
yeah.
I used to be very lenient when it came to comic book movies. I used to be
Yeah.
pretty easy to please, but now
Well,
they're just like
We're getting
it's like they're
bombarded.
trying their fucking hardest to just fucking
Yeah.
miss as hard as humanly possible. Like it's insane. I would not watch this if it had none of these. Like if this was just a normal movie, they'd be like, "This is a fucking joke. Get this out of here."
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, what's the point of adapting something if all it's gonna do is degrade what we're watching?
I think I really like is
Yeah.
the actors. That's
Yeah.
what I really like in the movie.
Yeah. Well, Will Smith plays a great Will Smith,
He does.
Will
He does
Smith's in a
Will
different
Smith
movie.
so
There is
well.
a Will
Yeah,
Smith
he's a
movie
completely
in the
different
movie.
Yeah.
where he's
You
a
want pursuit of
normal.
happiness in a
Oh,
in a
okay.
car? Here it
First
is.
off, don't.
Here
You
it
guys
is.
got so much bias here, man. Because you have Will Smith withdrawal. We all have it. We all have it. There's
I
never
think
been.
Will Smith was
Think
fine.
of a
He was
summer
fine. I
movie
know.
blockbuster
He was fine. He was just
star.
Will Smith. They
He
made
would-
him.
yeah.
They.
But he hasn't been in a summer movie in a long fucking time.
Yeah.
And
Since
he
After
used to
Earth,
be
yeah.
the man. Like Will Smith
Yeah.
came out with a movie, you fucking watched it.
Yeah. It's true.
Now it's not that way,
That's
and we don't
fine.
have anybody
it's
to
true.
take
He's
up that
older now.
mantle. You know, you don't go there for fucking Jason Statham. You don't go there for what, Matt Damon? Fuck no, not
I
Matt
think
Damon.
Matt Damon still has a draw.
I feel like
He's
all
not
those
a
people
summer
are
guy.
old now.
He's not
though.
the
No,
summer
but he
guy.
is a draw.
He's not Will Smith fucking summer guy. He's not.
But who's the
Will
new summer
Smith-
guy? Who's
Nobody.
the younger summer guy?
That's the thing.
If you took Will Smith
but
out
you
of
just
this
mentioned
movie,
old
all
people.
heart
Do you
would be
just not
rude.
know about younger people?
No. Who
Well, I'm
could
old. I don't know
possibly-
about 20
who could possibly
old
Michael B.
actors.
Jordan's getting there.
Okay.
Michael B. Jordan is a very
Fruitvale
talented
Station, fucking
character
Creed.
actor.
He's gonna be
Mhm.
Black Panther. He's gonna be a villain.
But
I
he's gonna
think
be a
he's-
character
I think,
actor.
I think he's
isn't he?
about to. I think he's about to. break
Still, I
in.
don't think you're not really. You're kind of murmuring a point.
No, I'm not murmuring a point.
Yeah, you are.
I'm making a big point. Will Smith used to be Summer. Summer is how you knew when Will Smith
then Bill
showed up.
Paxton, maybe.
It was summer.
It was summer,
okay?
yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
Some
well, he did
summertime.
show up.
Yeah,
Okay.
He's here.
He's
Yeah.
here.
It's fine.
He's here.
It's fine.
Why are
He's
you
not
making that?
Independence Day
Older.
for some
He's
reason.
bearded. He
Yes.
kind of sucks a little bit. It's
Eh.
worrying.
I don't know.
I didn't think he was bad. I didn't think he acted badly.
No,
His
yeah,
dialogue
Will
was
Smith
just
is
terrible.
Fine. Yeah, I
No,
mean,
Will
Will
Smith
If
Smith.
he wasn't
read
in
the
it, man,
fucking
that
phone
movie would be a
book.
fucking
Yeah.
disaster.
On part one of the
yeah.
podcast, I mean, we all said we're like, man, Will Smith could be killing people, and I'm still like, I like this. Dude.
Listen, if
Yeah,
Will
yeah.
You
Should be
can't
killing
not
more
like Will
people.
Smith.
It
Will
really pisses
Smith-
me off that he doesn't kill more people.
If
Because
Will
I don't believe he's Deadshot. I believe
No,
he's Will
I don't
Smith.
believe Deadshot at all.
Yeah,
As
he's
a
Will
hitman
Smith.
who
You
doesn't
wouldn't
want to
believe
be
that Will
Yeah.
Smith was
Hitman.
John Wayne Gacy, but you'd still, by the end of the movie, go, he's pretty good with kids.
Yeah.
He's fucking Will Smith.
Yeah.
He's
Will
Charismatic
Smith
as hell.
has charisma on a level that most humans
Dude.
will never even.
No,
Batman would
never,
probably cut a deal
never.
with him
Breezy.
instead of arresting
Yeah, like I could believe
You know what I
like,
mean?
the Punisher might even not kill Deadshot. I'd be like,
Right.
wow, this guy's pretty cool.
You guys,
yeah,
Yeah.
take this dude.
Rick Flag fucking hugged him.
Right.
Dude,
Yeah.
that part, I was
This
like,
guy's
I about
a-
walked out of the
He's
fucking
a
seat.
murderer.
I'm like,
Yeah.
dude, Deadshot said earlier in the movie he would kill you. Why are you not dead? You are now hugging him? What the fuck are we watching?
Yeah. Why
Can I
weren't
say-
you pulling a grenade pin out of his
Right.
jacket?
He
Yeah.
walks away and you're like,
Yeah. And then spun,
Yeah.
it,
How
spun it like
how
a wedding ring.
conflicting is it
God,
to
that
have
pisses me off.
all? Okay,
Yeah.
so in 2016, gun glorification isn't great. We all know that.
Oh my God,
It's
so
not
much
great,
gun glorification.
But how weird is it to have it be the Will Smith character, and it's Will Smith? Because you love Will Smith no matter what.
Mhm.
But then you're glorifying guns in the same scene, and you also note the fact that he's a black actor
Yeah,
glorifying guns, and he's Will Smith, so you love him.
right.
It's just like, God, the
I know.
emotions I'm feeling
I
right
know.
now.
I
can't
felt
do
the
it.
same way.
Ah!
I felt the
It's like,
same. I
ah!
felt all those things too.
How do
I
I
was like, holy
feel about
shit.
this?
It just made me mad.
Dude,
Just
it's
the
irresponsible.
gun
on some level.
glorification,
it's
It
just
is
like,
totally
just in general,
irresponsible.
was like
By the way, he
And
can
the movie's not
slow
goofy.
mo, like making it seem like the coolest thing in the fucking world to shoot a gun.
But there's other movies that glorify guns that I guess are silly. So it
Not
gets-
in
not
the
only
same
that, but
way.
it's a black man that shoots a lot of guns, which is problematic. But he only does it professionally if he wears a white hood. Is that
Dude, it's so,
problematic
like,
or what? That's
I don't know how to
fucking
feel,
Wow.
right
man.
there.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
They should just had him do another character or something. You know, I don't know. It's just like I don't believe he's a killer.
No.
right.
I can, like you can see Will
if
Smith
you-
take an axe to somebody's face. You'd be like, well, I don't believe he did it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Come on, he saved.
Well, you have to be like
Independence Day.
a
Is that like the
sociopath
O.J.
on some
Simpson
level, you know?
complex?
Yeah.
No, I don't feel like that about O.J. Simpson. But I mean, just Will Smith has.
But people
charisma.
thought that about O.J. Simpson. They were like,
True.
he's such a nice guy.
No.
How could he have possibly done that?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
People
dude.
thought that.
I saw the 30
People
for
thought
sure.
that.
Come on. Yeah, he had a career for a while as
Yeah.
an actor and
Yeah.
And
they-
of
No, I
being
don't
a-
know
of
that. Okay,
being
we're
the
not
nice guy.
comparing the two.
Are you
as a
kidding?
movie star.
The fucking
He was a
towering
fucking sports
inferno?
star.
Compare their
He's a
careers.
sports star. We're not
And
a
he
movie
had a
star.
lot of money.
Towering
And he was
inferno,
known as
man.
the nice guy.
Yeah. Well, okay. Well, we're talking about
Anyway.
real life versus in a movie.
No, I'm just saying. You
Right.
said you could see Will Smith
I
like,
meant in a movie.
axe
Sorry.
somebody's
I should've said-
face, and you wouldn't believe he
I
did
should have
it.
said like if he played Patrick Bateman. Imagine.
Oh.
Imagine Will Smith in American Psycho, and even then I'd be like, you know, he just needs a little bit of mental, just help, and it'll be okay. And then we all could still like this guy.
He's obviously.
I
off
want to
his
see that
meds.
movie. I want to see
Will
Will
Smith as
Smith
American
in American Psycho. Someone make that movie, please.
He
Get
could
on it.
axe Jared Leto in the neck.
Will
You
Smith.
saw After Earth, right?
Yep.
Okay. You understand
baffling movie.
how
Oof.
hard he had to
Yeah.
work to suck all his own charisma out of his
Dude.
body? It was amazing. I've
Best
never
review
seen.
I read was they gave him a charismadectomy.
Yeah.
it's like there's a
They-
tube
they
just
removed
stuck
the
to his
one
ass,
thing.
just
Yeah.
sucking it out of him while
Shyamalan
he's sitting
found
there.
out how to
do it.
That's why he can't move.
He had to remember that
Attached to it.
ridiculous accent he had to figure out during the course of that fucking movie. Wow.
But you know what? I mean,
Wow.
if there's okay, let's talk about stuff we liked. How about we talk about stuff we liked?
Hey,
about
this
Suicide
movie
Squad?
did pass the
let's switch.
'Cause I
Bechdel
feel like-
test.
Okay.
It did pass the
It-
Bechdel
because
test
of that one scene.
because
Yeah.
it passed by a very small margin because Amanda Waller referred to herself as the devil, not the
Yes.
fact that it was
she
a
asked the
male
question to
devil
Harley.
that was separate between the two. Yes, exactly. Harley and her had a scene where they
You're
talked
right.
about not a man, but
They didn't.
herself.
Yes.
So there,
Yes.
passed the Bechdel test.
Barely.
Okay, we like the fact that it
Bechdel
passes
test.
by a very slim margin.
Very slim margin.
slim
You
margin.
can have
Probably
Will
the
Smith
most
say, "You need to
minimal-
handle your shit.
And
Just the most minimal shit.
every time a man talked about a woman, it was
it was bad. But
terrible.
Yeah.
the thing is too, is
Back
like
to bad things.
apparently they now.
Sorry. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
we're supposed to be
I-
talking about good things. Sorry.
Oh, yeah.
Well, no. Apparently, they edited out Boomerang's inherent. Like the character in the comics
Right.
is inherently sexist and racist, and they edited that out. So him
Oh
saying,
yeah.
which to me, I was like watching the movie and I'm like, all right, this is pretty sexist. But I was like, if you wrote it right, some of these characters are going to be sexist. They are the bad guys. I already know that. You don't have to keep telling me. But they would be terrible people.
Yeah,
too,
but
right?
yes,
I mean,
yes.
even,
Of
even-
course.
but
That's why we're here.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, but
Right.
God
but
damn
you
it.
still have that fucking scene, even in like those problematic '80s racist movies,
Yeah.
where you had one character who's like, "What the hell's black guy doing here?" By the end of the movie, they would have this begrudging respect for one another. They'd be like,
48 hours.
"You know what? You're
48 hours.
you're all right."
The
Yeah.
Patriot
You know?
with Donald Logue.
No, shit.
Remember that? When
Oh
he's
my
like,
God.
no, slave man, come and help me build this house. You know, like that, they would have that scene.
Yeah,
Right.
there would be that scene.
Where Boomerang would be like, hey, Deadshot, you're all right. You know, you
Yeah,
have
yeah,
that
yeah.
whole thing.
Yeah.
Right.
Or does he fuck with El Diablo? Maybe.
The whole thing was with Katana because he was attracted to her, and it was just, that
Well,
was all.
let's not.
It's everything that involved a man and a woman interacting. They cut all of that out. It's basically they made like the middle school prom version of Suicide Squad.
Yes.
That'd be a great movie.
All right.
What is this fucking fuck?
Will
We're talking
Smith.
about things we like. Okay.
Things we like. Will Smith, because who doesn't like Will Smith? Of
course.
Bechdel test, slight passing.
Okay, here's another thing.
Yeah.
This basically saved me from buying a stocking stuffer for my mom because the soundtrack is perfect.
The songs are all great. The
yeah.
cues
Sure,
aren't.
they're
She
just-
will
Or
totally
the
listen to
cues
it in
are.
the
Yeah.
The
car.
cues aren't, but the songs are. I mean, they're all songs that humanity has pretty much went, yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Thumbs up!
Hey,
Yeah, yeah.
That's the thing that
mining
they're
the
so
top 40 charts.
they're
real.
so easy. They're
But-
so predictable.
That's
but
what
yeah.
kills
Cliche.
me about the music use in this
Cliche,
movie. though.
yes.
But it starts with "You Don't Own Me" by Peggy
Yeah.
Lee, and she's in her cell, right?
Which I thought was
By
maybe
the
one of the
end
few
of the
appropriate
movie,
ones.
Joker comes in and says, basically, "I got you. You're my property." So
Right.
She
that
says,
negated the entire use of the song right
Yep.
there.
Because it's kind of a really powerful scene, you know. You don't owe me, and then Ike, what's his name, Barinholtz,
Yeah.
comes in, and he was really good as the shitty fucking
Dude, he was
guard.
great.
Yeah.
And
He
his
was
arc
great.
doesn't get finished, which
Nope.
annoyed the
No,
shit
yeah.
out
Cut
of me.
out.
I wanted to see
All
him get
cut
his
out.
comeuppance. That was like
Yeah.
Blade. You see how Blade, like the end of a Blade movie where he would go back and kill that one vampire he was fucking with
yeah.
the whole time.
Yeah.
That's what I want to see. That was like the end. I want Ike Barinholtz to get his comeuppance.
Well, that's the I
Yeah, he
want
never
to show
did.
you my toys line. This Joker kills him,
right.
Mm.
Exactly.
and it's all gone.
He was really good in the movie, but he's like, he's fucking with Harley, hitting on her and whatever he
Yeah.
have, and she's got the "You Don't Owe Me" song. I was like, that's good. It's like it's a good frame right there, and then they throw it all away completely.
Dude,
Yep.
they throw it away instantly,
Get
man.
my girlfriend
Positive
the
stuff
Windows
though.
phone.
Positive, sorry. Ike Barinholtz's performance.
Yeah.
The performances, I would
Oh,
say.
performances are great, man.
I
They're
mean,
all trying really
Margot
hard.
Robbie-
LDL
Margot
is doing a
Robbie
great
is
job.
great.
All these guys are doing great. I mean, Killer Croc's given absolutely nothing to do, but everyone else is like, they're trying, they're doing well, they're fleshing out these characters that have
I
dog
never,
shit dialogue.
I've never liked Jock Courtney before, and I really liked him.
Yeah.
So,
Who's
Yeah.
that?
He's-
Boomerang.
Boomerang.
Yeah, yeah.
I liked his performance. I would watch more of
Did
that.
They're
this
like
redeem
endearing,
live for-
endearing enough to keep them all alive, but they all gave good performances. I really like Margot Robbie. I honestly did not think it was going to be as good a portrayal of
If she
Harley as
just
it
had
was.
better
Yeah.
dialogue.
Oh yeah, her dialogue.
Her
is better,
dialogue
but like
Was
she
terrible.
did such a good
Honestly,
job.
I
with
would
She
that.
love
did a
to- I-
great job.
What she got
I
was
would love
given.
to see her own movie, or I would love to see, because you have this dynamic. What I liked, something I liked, which I said on the other podcast, which, whatever, is the fact that the Joker loves Harley. I mean, it's all sick.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying it's not sick, but like in like the comics and the cartoon, he was always like, Harley's here and I will use her.
Yeah.
And if she died, I could give a shit.
Yeah.
Right.
So I liked in the movie that he was like, he cared about her living or dying,
Uh-huh.
and he, as whatever you consider love in the Joker's brain,
Right.
he loved her and needed her too.
Mm.
Yeah.
So it was like this natural born killers thing.
Sure.
Yeah.
Like I could watch
I
that
f-
movie, the road movie with Harley and Joker
Yeah.
going across the
Yeah.
country killing people.
Well,
Yes.
I'd watch that.
I feel like
Yeah.
they sacrificed the other plot line just to portray it just as that. You know what I mean?
Maybe.
Because
I
he
might
barely
like
does anything mean to
He-
her at all.
But he
in the
does go
movie.
looking for the
He
fact
pushes
that he comes
her
back.
out of the way of an exploding thing, and
The animated series
Like-
Joker would have left her in prison.
oh hell yeah!
Oh yeah.
There's no plan
It's
to
a
get
different.
Harley
I'm
out.
just
She
saying,
get her
there's a
own
different
ass out.
dynamic
That's
there.
the whole thing
It's
with
interesting.
The
I mean,
funny,
that's how she teamed up with Poison Ivy.
Yeah.
Because he kicked
There's,
her out.
there's a Bonnie and Clyde aspect to them that I like.
Yeah. I agree.
There's a
Yeah, I
crazy
did like that.
like the saddest thing about Hollywood is that Margot Robbie, if she was a man, at that performance would have led her to play a fun character in another movie. But now she's probably gonna have to wait until she gets like crow's feet at 35 or something before she gets to play the fun part, because she's just going to get all these parts that are basically a bachelor party's attention part, which is just like,
I don't know, man.
it's sad. It's
I
fucking
think that
sad.
this movie
She's
will
really
part,
good.
This movie will merit
she's always gonna
more
get
Harley
that.
Quinn. I think that.
Oh yeah, totally.
Yeah.
They're
We're
already
going to
working
see
on
her as
more
Harley Quinn again, hopefully by a
Totally.
more competent script filmmaker. All
Yeah,
that.
hopefully.
God,
And she's still
one
gonna do
day.
the. She's still gonna do the Oscar stuff. Did you see the movie with her and Will Smith? It was really good.
Yeah,
I
haven't
Focus
seen
or
it.
something.
Yeah, it was really good. Like the two of them have
They have
awesome chemistry,
yeah.
which I was hoping to see in this movie, which I
Considering
didn't.
they're basically the main characters.
Right,
For
and
at
I was
least
like,
half of
I had
it.
just watched Focus like a couple months ago, and I was like, this is really good. The two of them have great chemistry. But it's not there.
It's not there
It's
at
not
all.
there. They threw it
It's
away.
too icky.
I
Just
guess.
call her a bitch and slap her ass. Still,
Yeah.
that's fine.
More
But don't have
positive
feelings
stuff.
toward her.
Right.
Search your mind.
Unless you're the
More
Joker.
positives.
I swear to God, Webster and that big
That's not
guy from
positive.
Webster had more of a more of a connection to one another.
More good things.
More good things.
Again, Viola Davis, awesome.
Yeah,
Great.
and
Sure.
wasted.
Performances
Stop
across
immediately
the board.
saying something bad.
I'm sorry.
I mean, the performances were enough that I didn't mind going and see it again with my friends. I wouldn't have seen it again by myself,
Yeah.
Sure.
but I enjoy the performances enough that I saw it.
It's something that'll be on at parties. I want mine
Yeah.
zoom, like kind of just zoning in and
I
out
can
of.
see how like
Yes.
a 20-year-old
Scott Eastwood
kid
gave
would
good
like it.
squint.
Yeah.
Oh, there were young kids in our theater like, yes, like at certain scenes. They were into
They
it.
are embryonic. They don't know what the fuck they're like. I hate them.
Finally,
Fuck them.
the love
Fuck
of-
kids.
Machine guns and objectifying women that I can finally express as a white cis male in public.
No, there were
Meanwhile, cut
women
to
of
me,
color
14
doing
years old,
that
play
in
Grand
our
Theft
theater.
Auto.
Women of
Yeah.
color that were way into it in our theater.
I
Yeah. Damn, they were. They were like
Performance aside-
all about.
I mean,
Viola
they were
Davis,
young.
man.
They were like
They were.
19, 20.
Performance
Yeah, man.
aside, though, I think
You're
I
right.
hated the way the Joker looked in the original
Dude,
Mark.
hate
I did,
it.
but I didn't. You know what? I kind of washed away during the movie for me. That wasn't my problem anymore.
The
I think-
performance was my
The
problem.
performance is my problem. But
I got
lack
used
of
to the
I
material,
could deal with
man.
how he
I
looked.
could deal
if,
with the look.
if he was cracking insane jokes and being crazy.
Yeah.
Like half Beetlejuice, half Jack.
If he was
Nicholson,
like Brian
I would have forgiven
Azzarello's
any way that he
Joker,
looked.
man,
Sure, absolutely.
amazing.
Like it's not adding anything for sure.
It's not really, but it wouldn't ruin it.
Right. If it was like
You know.
compelling, I wouldn't give a fuck what he looked like. As
He
long as
looked
it was like, yeah,
nuts.
green eyes, hair, yeah.
I mean,
fine.
they've got to do
Joker.
something different. I
Right.
mean, Heath Ledger looks different than Jack Nicholson. Looks different than
Yeah.
Cesar Romero. I mean, it's fine, but
All I'm
he didn't
saying,
have
just
anything to
paint
do.
over his mustache.
He's
Leave the
breathing a
mustache
lot.
and paint it. Yeah,
it was all breathing.
dude, he was like barking and growling and stuff. Like
Yeah,
not saying
he's not a
anything. like,
primal.
he's not primal at
No.
all. He's calculating. He's very cold. He's not
He's a
human.
sick,
like, what are you doing? He's not a
manipulative
fucking dog.
Are we supposed to be
mastermind.
talking about good
I don't
things?
know.
Oh yeah. well, if you want an
I
indication,
was trying to say that the Joker's look didn't bother
if you
me.
want an
Ah.
indication
Sound
that he had any idea what his performance was going to be, watch that Rick Ross Skrillex video where he makes cameos.
Yeah.
It's like you don't even know what you're doing. You have no idea what you're doing. He just stands around and stares at things.
Better when you talk into
I know. Shut up.
away from it.
Okay,
Can move
other
it out
positives.
here if you want.
Squeeze it.
Ah.
that.
Squeeze out 2 more positives. Come on, we can do it.
The cars were nice.
The graphics were well done.
I really
Not the CGI,
Not
but
the
the
CGI.
like the
Oh yeah.
I love the
I mean,
idea.
that's
Text
always well
graphics.
done.
And hopefully this will continue with other movies with more competent filmmakers, of that the Flash is around, Batman's around. This is the world now. There are metahumans, there are supervillains. Belle Reeve exists. Arkham Asylum is there. It's full. Anybody can come out at any time. Any configuration of anybody's villains can come together and form a team. That's a cool idea. I just need them to fucking do something interesting with it. This is like it's a very bold step forward to say like, we'll try pretty much anything. And that's encouraging.
What
know
a
what pains me
canvas!
is
What
that-
a canvas that
I'm not. I'm not
Yeah.
speaking. I'm speaking for myself, but I've always preferred DC to Marvel, and obviously I like the Marvel universe, cinematic universe
Yeah,
better. It's like, okay, you broke me with 2 movies where I was like, all right, fine, you're not going to do anything I like. All right, then you walk into Suicide Squad. I'm like, fine, just go ahead, you do your thing. I'm going to be on board from now on. And then you fuck it up again, and it's like,
Yeah, but here's
Like I said, go do whatever you want, and then he did this. Like, fine, Superman's an asshole. Batman's the Punisher. Okay, let's go.
okay,
And then
Doc.
you fuck it up, and you go backwards. It's like
Dogs
what?
can't play poker. What do you got for me? A crying child holding a balloon. God damn it! Yeah, it was such like fucking ball art. Like, Thomas Kincaid!
And then, can you imagine? I'm excited. I gotta admit, I'm excited to see whatever the hell it is that Justice League is going to be.
Oh,
Because you got so many weird things where it's like Zack Snyder's gonna try to atone for the sins he doesn't understand that he committed by making it silly. Can you imagine? Dude, how awesome is it gonna be if he tries to make it silly and he doesn't know what he's
Yeah.
A joke was shooting Jimmy Olsen in the fucking face without giving him a fucking name. That's a joke to this fucking guy.
Right, can you
What
imagine?
is Justice League
He
with
made a
jokes
comment?
gonna look like?
Look, he's got 3 years to take sensitivity training.
I just want to see Aquaman just rip the legs off of a prostitute before fucking her to death or something. Be like, isn't that hilarious? That was Mira. We hired Amber Heard for that role.
Jesus.
Oh my god,
Then we
that's
cut her head out of
problematic.
it.
Oh, I thought a mermaid tail was gonna pop out. Wah wah.
I mean,
Yeah,
really,
who
can
knows?
they?
Who knows what it's gonna look like? I have
Okay.
no idea.
Good question. Can they fall farther?
Yes. Oh yes.
I
I
think
don't
they
know,
can.
man.
I think they
They
can.
can
and
fall sideways.
I don't
like,
want to. I don't
kinda
want
hate
it to
this
get better.
more.
I
I'm
want it
tired.
to get worse.
I'm
I'll be
tired
honest.
of hating this.
Let me tell you.
I'm not.
It's exhausting.
I
Do you
want
know-
to see it. I want to see it get
just wanna
fucking just ridiculous.
Guys.
Sure. All right.
Come on,
If it
dude.
got ridiculous, like
At
if it
this
got
point-
off the fence, this movie is the fence.
Right. I want
To such a degree.
I want to
it's
dig down to the
embarrassing.
crust of the earth. And
Yeah.
I want to see how crazy.
I want to see
it
when
can
you're
get.
not trying to pander to everybody while walking backwards with your head in your ass. You know, like pick a direction and run in it.
I say keep shoving your mouth up toward your mouth. You know what I mean? Like get in there, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
We'll see what happens, I guess. I mean, Patty Jenkins isn't known for being an unattainable fuck up.
That's the
is
thing
she?
is that
I mean, I guess David Ayer wasn't either.
Fold your ears. Get that whole head up your ass. That's
Yeah.
what I want. They're about this far
they're
in.
not going to re-edit Wonder Woman.
No, hopefully
They
they'll
won't.
just let it be a fucking. Cause hopefully they just won't know what they want from it, and they'll be like, "I guess it works," and they'll just look around and be like, "All the old Jew guys like, I don't fucking know,
know."
yeah." And then they just release it unfucked with, and it's actually a good movie.
It doesn't even need
It's a
to
female
be that
director.
good.
Let's say it's an
It
action
just
movie
needs
by a
to be-
female
It needs
director.
to make
Female director,
sense.
yes.
It needs to make sense.
It's a female director that's dealing with a period piece.
With a
Okay.
Female
female
lead.
action
Where
star in a
dealing
giant
with
movie.
the time period
God,
of women's suffrage.
Don't fuck this up.
Yeah, God.
Please. Just
How
don't.
hard could
Yeah.
it be?
God, Des.
How could they
How
fuck
hard
it?
could it be?
Oh,
Don't
wait.
go too deep with the thymoscara
How
stuff.
could they fuck it up?
Right? It's
How
just a
could they
love
fuck it?
story.
It's not
in
even
World
good. I
War
don't want
One.
to get into it. Come on, really? I mean,
I don't know.
Bob, come on, really? I don't want to.
I mean, obviously, Cyborg
So-
needs to be shot and somewhere else doing
Oh.
something else as a cameo.
Apparently going to high school.
Yeah. He
If I
needs,
have to
he needs to
watch-
catch a winning play in the glimmer of Trent.
Yeah.
what
I
is
just
it?
With
So
half
I
his
feel like
face of machine.
we've already watched 2 of the Holy Trinity be completely bastardized. I just can't take Wonder Woman too. You know?
Bob, you're gonna love Wonder Woman.
I mean, she was fine in BVS.
I
mean,
can't
she-
wait.
Fine.
I hope they
she's
make
fine.
Very
her.
beautiful girl.
Yeah.
I
She
hope
didn't
they
really
make
do anything,
her.
which is
She didn't do
great.
anything.
Yeah.
What was she supposed to do?
The
It's not her
only way
fucking
they can
movie.
make it bad is if she comes into civilization like Splash retarded. Like she comes in and she's like,
Chasing an
"What's
RC
this?
car
Is this a
around.
hat? Does
Like
this
confounded
work
by
like on my
Splash."
head?"
I
Like
don't think
she
there's gonna be
like
a-
doesn't even understand
headphones
The
on
language.
trailers
and,
don't. The trailers
Yeah.
don't hint at any fish out of water stuff.
No, no.
I'm glad
Yeah.
about that. Let's hope there's not in there.
She puts a dress on her leg. Like she has no idea what to do.
Putting a
with-
fork in her hair.
Yeah.
Calvin it.
No clue.
I
No
don't
clue how civilization
Using
works.
seashells as bras.
Yeah.
My only problem with that actress is I feel like she doesn't look very powerful at all. Like she's so
very small.
thin.
She's very thin.
She's
very
really
She's
thin.
very tall though.
Okay.
She has a presence though.
Yeah.
Like when she's
Well, that's
standing there,
good. They're not-
Ben
They
Affleck,
put
I'm
her
like,
next to
No,
Chris
she's
tiny.
tall. Yeah,
She
that
doesn't
makes
need
sense.
to be beefy. She's like an alien. She's not
Well, I
an alien.
know. She's
yeah.
an Amazon.
Right.
Right.
He
Superman can
somewhat-
technically be a
yeah.
tiny person.
True.
Yeah.
They seem to be giving Chris Pine sort of like the. It would be a part you give Brandon Fraser. You know what I
Maybe
mean?
it's still working.
Yeah, yeah. It would
Yeah,
be just
A
like,
little bit.
yeah. Are you a man? I think so.
All right, let me check my testicles.
Do I look like a man?
I guess so.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's doing his cute little American Hugh Grant.
Well,
Who could possibly?
Fine.
By the way, here's the problem with Wonder Woman that I find. Is there anybody in that trailer that looks like Wonder Woman is even going to have a slight challenge with? She kills
No.
the shit out of Germans.
Yeah,
after
man.
watching BVS,
I
too,
think
it's
she
like,
wins World War One, guys. I think
She's
she wins
good.
World War
They
One,
made her
guys.
a
Somebody
match
needs to
for
be a hero.
Superman strength-wise. Like she took. I mean, she could probably have killed. We always said that. So.
Yeah.
I literally
She doesn't
think
kill
she.
Doomsday.
I think she
Yeah,
breaks
totally.
the Austrian line. Is what I'm saying. I think that there's nothing that challenges her.
You've already got a problem with these movies and Marvel, which we've all noted that there's no stakes.
Yeah.
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 You know, there's no stakes.
Never in doubt at all of what's going to happen.
No.
Villains are usually kind of milk
Well, you just
toast.
know that they're going to live because
as a
they want more
result.
movies.
Yeah.
They have the ultimate fucking healing power,
Can't
which
wait
is
for Thor
more
3, though,
movies.
man. They could do whatever the fuck they want with Thor 3. Sounds
Sure.
like.
You know what?
That
It's
might
a
be
whole
an
different
exception.
world.
Yeah.
You know what
Yeah.
kills me is that at any point DC could just go, "Oh, this is like Earth 5. We'll change it."
They're already doing that with Flash.
Yeah?
Yeah, there's Earth 1, 2, and 3 in the show.
Really?
Wow.
Well, fuck. Why don't they just? Oh God! Don't even get me started. Why they
Before
can't
we get on
apply
TV.
shit?
Which we shouldn't.
If this turns out to be Injustice world, though, I would.
On the
not
last,
be
Yeah,
surprised.
that
on,
would
the,
make
on our
me
part
sense.
one, I asked Brant and Huey what their favorite DCEU movie was so far.
Out of these three,
Out of these three, what's your
Fucking-
favorite one and why?
who cares?
Hey, you gotta pick.
God damn you!
I'm forcing you.
Can I go first?
Yes.
You want to get out of the way?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know what I'm gonna say.
Why'd you
I mean,
ask
it's
to
not
go
Man
first?
of Steel because that one was just boring and kind of just dragged on for fucking ever,
Yep.
just being up its own ass. I will probably go with Batman vs Superman. I've seen it 3 times now. I feel like I could watch it again just because it's so compellingly empty. It's kind of beautiful, even though it's a train wreck when they talk. Like if you just watch it on mute, it's like gorgeous. This is like this. I don't know. This looks like it would be in a gumball machine at a grocery store.
It looks like
Yeah,
you buy
no, I'm not
stickers of
arguing
this at a
that.
So,
Kmart.
I'm gonna go with Batman vs Superman.
Okay. Lauren.
No, I'm not next. I gotta think more.
John.
All right, Man of Steel, because it's a story about hope with 8 9/11s in it.
42.
42 9/11.
That's the exact.
Yeah, that's the amount
42
there is.
9/11s.
Yeah.
Let's talk about Kevin Costner's version of hope.
First off, yeah, wow.
You gotta really give it to him though, man. Like the marketing on Man of Steel and Suicide Squad are just beautiful. Man of Steel marketing was great.
Yeah, they polished a turd, man.
They did. They did. I really like
to
man,
fucking
the message
fine
of hope
shine.
in those trailers. It was like, dude, this is gonna be fucking awesome.
I've never been able to see my reflection more in a turd. It's
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah.
But one other thing I like about Man of Steel
Man of
is
Steel's the best.
when I-
beautiful out of the three.
when I watched Man of
Easily.
Steel, I could go, okay, it's like, well, this is flawed, but I'm sure they'll be able to fix it someday.
Lauren?
I don't know. It's hard. Batman vs Superman is pretty fun with how bad it is. It's pretty fun with how bad it is. But I don't know. Same for Suicide Squad is really terrible with it's really fun with how terrible it is.
Weigh the scales. Weigh the scales.
Between the two, it's hard.
Yeah.
Suicide
Justice
Squad.
is blind.
Suicide Squad is shorter.
Go with Wade. Oh my god, that alone, man. That
That
actually,
alone.
What'd you say?
I said it's
Suicide
shorter.
Squad's
It's shorter.
I did
yeah.
not mean the director's
That is
cut
true.
when I said Batman.
It is
versus
much
Superman.
shorter.
It does not add enough to justify sitting through that much more movie.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. I don't know. I think I'm gonna have to go with.
I don't think you're
I'm-
you're really.
I'm
thinking
thinking-
about it.
Listen to your heart.
I'm thinking. I think I'm gonna have.
What does your heart say?
I think I'm gonna have to go with Batman vs Superman only because it makes more sense. Like, just it has like no, and
I don't
mean
agree there.
no.
I don't agree.
I don't mean that it makes sense.
Oh, okay.
But that, like, it's not so horribly shittily cut up like Suicide Squad is. That it's like
It's his vision.
completely imperceptible. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
Suicide Squad is just like, what did I just watch? I just watched a bunch of scenes
It's-
thrown together in a fucking blender and shot out again. Like that's that, and that would be my only reason why.
theoretically the Ultimate Edition is Zack Snyder's vision. I mean, right? I mean, that's
Sure.
just-
And it is more coherent overall. Like, if I watched that first, I'd be like, Christ, this is long, but at least it kind of, sort of makes a little sense.
Yeah.
yeah.
Like, at least tried to make sense out of the beginning, and, I mean, it still utterly abandons it by the end, but, like, at least it kind of tied up a little. Like, at least
Yeah.
people addressed it in a way that didn't not make sense, you know what I mean? There's not enough, I don't know, there's, like, just a little more connective tissue to it, I guess.
There's a purity
Yes.
I
to
feel
the
like
what I
I
mean
feel
stupid.
like
too, yeah.
Lex Luthor's storyline makes less sense than anything in all three movies. But
It's completely random, and he
Yeah.
knows everything.
Yeah.
like I feel like I can
It is
understand
random.
everything in Suicide Squad better than Lex Luthor.
I don't understand anybody's plans in any of these movies.
No,
Most
but
Marvel movies included. Plans don't make sense.
No.
Usually.
they
They're
gotta
just
stop having plans.
like, hey,
Yeah.
let's we're gonna go do that. It doesn't make sense, but we're gonna go do it. And that's the plot of most things.
Right.
So I don't know.
I said Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I still feel that way.
Why?
Why? Mainly because I feel like BVS and Man of Steel are really up their own ass. To quote Rex from our first episode, they feel like they're Shakespeare. Those movies
Yeah.
think they're Shakespeare,
Yeah.
and I love pretension and I love I like things that are crazy, and I don't even like those. So I don't. At least Suicide Squad is a bubblegum piece of crap.
Yeah, yeah.
And I can enjoy it as it's like a jukebox that's on fire falling down the steps. So that's fine with me,
like
and I
Tigger.
like the performances way better. There's people in this movie I'd want to hang out with.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
I kind of want
Sure.
to change my answer.
Well, 'cause no one in Batman vs Superman I don't. There's no glee in it. There's not a smile in the damn movie.
Yeah, yeah.
There's
No.
nobody. That everything is just so dire. I don't know. It's
See, that's what I like. That's what's fun to me.
sure.
Is that
I
over dramatic bullshit.
Christ, Margot Robbie and Will Smith.
Gothic
The
stupidity.
two of them have so much charm, regardless of their shit dialogue. I'd
Yeah.
rather watch Suicide Squad like 30 times than either of those than BVS. Man of Steel.
I would
still
agree with that.
I'd still say Man of Steel is okay if it was just not a Superman movie,
Right.
Yeah.
and his dad didn't sacrifice himself. Make those two changes,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
it's just some sci-fi movie.
It's a Hyperion movie.
It's a Hyperion movie that's actually really good. As
It
a
is a
Hyperion
really good
movie,
Hyperion movie. It's perfect, actually.
yes,
Fucking perfect.
It's a perfect
It's
Hyperion
exactly
movie.
what Hyperion was about.
Right.
Wow.
So I go with
Hyperion
Suicide
had a
Squad.
fat dad.
Piece of
Yeah,
shit.
right.
Oh, okay.
Fucking, yeah.
I don't know.
We need to get into that. but-
I just feel like I just had more fun with Suicide Squad. It didn't bore me, man. I
Okay.
was fascinated by the whole thing.
Yeah, the soundtrack woke me up, so I think
Got me up
that
and going.
was me.
Dissecting it in my own brain was more fun than BVS. BVS was like pain. I feel like when we did the episodes for that, I felt like it was like letting out something that actually hurt. But this, it was like it just feels like, oh man, this could have been a really fun like
This
dumb
one was
movie.
just a letdown.
It was gonna be dumb no matter what.
Yeah, like I didn't have
Yeah.
huge
Yeah,
expectations.
And it
for
always
it.
knew it was
No,
dumb.
yeah.
And it just it's not. It just turned out to be-
Batman versus Superman. I feel like we were all redlining heart attacks at that point.
But dude, like Batman vs Superman has like the stuff with Lex Luthor talking about Greek gods and shit. Like it thinks it's trying to tell the masses something important.
Yeah, yeah.
It thinks it's trying to tell you, the average moviegoer, something that's just like way above your head.
I know.
And it's a shitty kids movie, which everyone apparently forgot in the DC boardroom. Like, no, you know you're supposed to be making these things for kids, right? These are
Right.
selling toys,
Yeah.
and you just seem to forget.
Well, David Goyer, man. Let's.
Well, that's what they
Oh.
just figured out with Suicide Squad. I'm telling you, they were like, "Oops, we need to make
we
this
won't know until next
PG-13."
week, though, right?
No, they didn't learn shit.
What if
They made a
next
bunch
week?
of money.
What if next week it makes like $75 million?
Then they didn't learn shit. We're in. For
They
a
won't
bunch
learn
of shitty
shit.
Movies.
It doesn't matter.
And we're
No.
gonna get a shit Justice League. Yeah.
That's like it's in the can, but it could be anything. It could be
Well,
anything.
yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
for devil's advocate's sake, let's say this movie ended up making double what it had to. Let's say it's a fucking success. Okay.
Sure.
So then they would just make another Suicide Squad movie, but from the beginning, from the very onset, they would try to give it the tone that they wished it had. So it might be all right. You know what I mean? Like they'd be from the outset, they'd be like, do this,
Yeah.
and we're not going to touch it. Just do it, and we'll stay back.
I think the
Mhm.
characterizations are so different, and there's no established relationships between any of them, that it's just going to be a disconnected mess fighting a space golem again. It's
Maybe.
all it's
It
going to
depends
be.
who's in charge of it, though, man.
I
Like,
know who's in charge of Ben
I just
fucking
feel
Affleck.
like there's changing a storyline and changing a plot line, which they did here, but they also try to change the tone, and that's like, That's like egregious.
Yeah.
That's like taking someone's soul and ripping it out of their body, and then like face fucking it until it cries, and then putting it back in. It just doesn't work.
Can you explain to me what kind of relationship Cyborg would have with any other character? Hey,
Well, he
you're
wouldn't
half
be
a
in
robot,
Suicide Squad.
man.
I'm talking
Well,
about
you're
another Suicide
you're the
Squad
king of the fish.
I'm talking about another Suicide Squad.
Oh, you're
movie.
talking about another Suicide
I'm saying,
Squad movie?
you don't understand what I'm saying?
No,
Is
I
that
am
Suicide
now.
Squad makes money. They say, okay, we want a Suicide Squad 2. From the onset, they know the tone that they're asking for. They're not like, David Ayer, make a David Ayer movie. And he's like, I made a David Ayer movie. And they're like, well, we want a James Gunn movie. Buy a bunch of songs and re-edit it right now.
Well, they're gonna
That
give
won't
it
happen
6
again.
weeks.
Bob.
Right, you have 6
First-
weeks to make this Deadpool. or
First off,
else-
they're gonna get
Yeah.
$10. Even if it's a success, they're getting rid of David Ayer right then and there.
Well, they gotta
They'll
throw him
give
under
it
the
to
bus, I
they'll give it to James Wan or any other director.
Disagree.
I'm telling you.
Snyder's 3 movies in. Are you insane?
No, they'll give it. No. Snyder's got naked pictures of somebody. That's the only. That's the only way he got. He still has the reins.
He's got a hard drive with the entire client log of NAMBLA or something.
Exactly.
like the guy just keeps going.
Yeah.
All
Oh,
right.
man, if it wasn't for Hollywood, this place wouldn't even NAMBLA wouldn't even exist.
Like they're
Let me make a Justice League movie.
Yeah.
Okay, let me make 6. All right.
Yeah.
Anyway, what's Bryan
They
Singer's number
opened a
doing in here?
dimensional portal and they're having sex with kids from another dimension. So they're not only hiding the fact that there's dimensional travel, but they are fucking kids and only using it to fuck kids, which would be one reason why Snyder is the director of those 2 films.
It's dark as shit.
That's true. Absolutely
Something
true.
Daredevil was trying to stop.
Yeah. With the holes in the ground.
Fuck.
Do
So
we do
Suicide Squad, guys.
Suicide Squad?
We did it.
We did a.
Yep, it went down my list pretty well. That's
Good.
everything. We did everything.
Yeah.
Cool.
Does anyone want to say anything else?
Final thoughts?
Final thoughts on?
I hope the second one is brighter.
Yeah, actually filmed brighter.
More-
Yeah.
Ayer's very dark.
More
Yeah.
Miami
Night.
Vice
So much at
colors,
night.
I think. More pastels.
It's abandoned city. Why would it have to be at night?
Yeah, good question.
Make it in the fucking day.
Was it abandoned? Did they say
Nobody
that?
was in there except for those testicle monsters.
It just
It
looked
was
like the city was
evacuated.
already evacuated. Like it was
Yeah.
just, hey, that evacuated city is being attacked.
Hey,
Yeah.
That place from Batman vs Superman that no one lives in is being attacked again.
Do any of the characters in this movie even understand what happened in the last 3 months? You know what I mean?
Yeah, as a
Have you been
human
told
being,
about Batman fighting Superman and all shit?
as a
They have to
human
know
being
when
on this
Superman's
planet,
dead, right?
I would be fucking. I would be annihilated. I wouldn't even go to work. Because it's like, what's the point? You could die in a weird fucking swirling ball of shit. A dubstep machine could be right in the middle of the city. Why am I even giving a crap about going on the bus and earning a living and being a human?
It's amazing how good at making a Watchmen universe Zack Snyder is.
Yeah, man.
Because you should never feel like that in a world with Superman. That, oh, now there's a guy who can push over the building I'm sitting in. You should never feel that,
Yeah.
but you do the whole time.
You
You're like, at
should.
any moment, if I was in this universe, I could be exploded.
Yeah.
I'm just waiting for it. Just go ahead. And then that's the whole thing. The whole thing is just constant dread hanging over everything.
Yeah, like
Yep.
a child's mobile.
How wonderful.
Superheroes are here to
How fun.
save us.
Right? It's
How
so fun.
We're having a blast watching these buildings
God.
fall down and then open the next movie with the buildings falling down again. We're having a blast, Bob.
You didn't
There's
like
8
that 9/11?
funerals in the next
Yeah.
Justice League.
Did you notice that in the Doctor Strange trailer, he does make a point in the new one to rebuild Chinatown? Like it's rebuilt to exactly the way it
needs it.
was.
It's due.
Yeah, that trailer looks like he's just he's on
Fucking-
9/11ing
yeah.
everything there.
Doctor Strange.
He's
Doctor
gonna make
Strange
America
is-
great again.
Yeah, right.
What would be great
Vote
if
for
he
Doctor
went
Strange in
into
November.
the DC universe and just started fixing all the buildings?
Jesus.
Oh my god, he started fixing buildings in other franchises. Like there, he starts fixing the Oscorp building. So
You know, you think about all the stuff in this movie where they talk about what if an evil Superman came. It's like no one just once said, "What happens if Superman just comes again?" Probably 43 9/11s. They should be talking about that. You know,
Yeah, it's
like,
like,
what if he
did
just
it have to
comes
be
back? I mean, we gotta do something.
When did we get on the same page about that, by
Yeah.
the way? Isn't that the whole point of Batman vs Superman is like the trust issue with Superman? That's like the whole plot of the first half of the fucking. And then he dies, and it never gets resolved. So it's like, what? We all just trust him now? He's like a shining example.
That was a huge thing in the movie. It's like, okay, so everyone loves Superman. You're sad that he's gone. I don't know where anyone stands.
You didn't live that anywhere.
Superman anyway.
So this is you telling us that now. Like you can't wait till Justice League to clarify that.
Literally, no one saw how Superman died.
Yeah.
Right.
No one saw him go like, "I love you and you're important to me and you're a human. I'm gonna die." And then no one saw all that. So they just know that he died.
Well, all they have is verifiable fucking evidence that a nuclear missile didn't kill him.
God, dude, that's the best part of this movie. It's like we had a being who could take a point-blank nuclear weapon,
which is never
live.
brought
Not
up.
breathing.
Not brought up.
Let's get the boomerang
He's
guy.
in the
Boomerang
vacuum.
guy's gonna cut
He's
it
in
up.
the vacuum of space, and we lit him up with the best weapon we
On
fucking
Earth.
have.
He took
On
it in the
Earth.
crotch.
He took it in the crotch, and he's fine.
He had a child after that. Or at least he will, I guess. It's in the comics now,
Oh,
so I assume
man.
it's coming.
He was
And that's
ready.
information the government knows and Viola Davis would know.
Yeah, right?
Her
Yeah.
character would know that Superman literally took a nuclear weapon at point-blank range.
To the dick in space.
Right. And she's like,
There's no stopping.
Harley Quinn is going to fuck his shit up.
Yeah.
She's gonna jump on his shoulders and confuse him for a second
She's so
before
crazy.
he flies into space and incinerates her.
Jesus Christ, how much of this movie would have been improved if there was one metahuman that they'd had to take down and it took so much to do it, then they had to come up with an alternative. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like if you had one
Well, they would have
villain-
had to work together because the impossible would be happening.
Right, but what I'm saying is just pick a
Uh,
minor.
If only
Pick a
there's
minor
one
villain.
example of film that we could watch to at least get the structure right, you know?
This was the first teen movie ever made. So we just started out. This is the infancy
Not
of
the
this
best.
genre.
Let's go back to Gilgamesh.
Right.
We're doing great with 2 people. Let's start over. Let's start with that,
Right.
and we'll get the teams later.
I don't
God,
even.
just watch like Major League and make that into an action movie. That's all you got to do.
Right?
It's Major League. Go ahead.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's it.
That's
God
enough.
damn it.
Just
You got the
rewrite that.
You have the watchtower
with
instead of a
fighting.
dugout.
You know what? I would have forgave the shitty fight at the end had it been that I enjoyed watching the band get together.
Yes.
Yeah.
Man was never apart. We were told they got back together in the beginning.
Okay.
Whatever. I'm
All
done.
right. Well, let's not get repetitive.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
this
now
is
we're
like
getting- we're getting
Major
to that
League,
point.
but Vaughn
This was always
ended
gonna
up
be
killing
repetitive. It
everybody.
already is repetitive, even doing it again. So yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. I can't think of anything we haven't talked about. I mean, God.
Yeah.
We love the DCU though.
God
Got
damn
to.
it. I
It fuels
love
us.
DC Universe. I love it.
It fuels
I've
us.
gotten
That's
really
what I'm
into
saying, man. This shit gets worse. It's gonna be amazing.
I'm
If it gets a
indifferent.
lot worse, I'm in.
I'm
But
so in.
No
I
more of
can't
this
wait.
middle of the road
different,
shit,
don't
man. This
care.
was a huge
I
disappointment.
can't wait for a happy Superman from Zack Snyder. What the fuck is that gonna be?
Oh,
Can
God
you
damn.
imagine? It's gonna look like a mannequin smiling at a child.
Throw his rotting corpse.
I'm a good person now.
Throw his rotting.
Welcome to Uncle Touchy's puzzle basement. Yay!
It's gonna have all the warmth of nihilist Arby's.
Yeah. It's going to be a clown painting. That's how fucking
dentist's
scary it is. In a
office?
dentist office. That's Zack Snyder's Justice League. A clown painting
Oh,
in a
God.
fucking dentist office.
I'm excited.
Oh,
Alright,
my
bro.
God.
All right, let's
That's
sign
it.
off. We're
Yeah.
done. Goodbye.
Go see it.
Goodbye.
Don't pay for it.
Goodbye.
Something in your